Blackness rolled in on Nynaeve. The last thing she heard was the seamstress's voice. Catch her, Lucy.
Oh,
hey, we're back.
That is right. We are back. In the same room.
We're here. We're together. Yay!
What is up, everybody? My name's Nerdy.
There's two of us.
Oh my god. Ooh, what is up, everybody? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarisse.
And you have stumbled upon the latest episode of The Nerdy, The Wordy, The Book Club. That's right. This week we're going to be discussing the first 9 chapters and the prologue of Robert Jordan's The Fires of Heaven, the 5th book. We've read 4 full books of The Wheel of Time.
4 full bricks.
Which means we only have 11 to go.
Wow. So many books.
I want to say a huge hello to everyone who is live in the chat.
Hi.
Thank you for coming back. I know we've taken a couple of weeks off. This feels off-center, but... I've taken a couple of weeks off, but we're back.
We are, and we're super excited because we missed this with you guys. Before we get started, there was a super chat, and I just want to say a big thank you to we have
there's
2. Yeah, Methany.
Methany, what's up?
Thank you, we appreciate it, and Jake Hendricks, welcome back. Thank you. We're so glad that you're jumping back in with this reread along with us. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, before we get started with today's episode, I just want to thank our mods again for showing up and being here for us. You know who you are. Everyone knows who you are because everyone's argued with you at least once. Please remember, as we go into the Fires of Heaven, that our mods are right. 100% of the time. And if you have a problem with them, bring it up to us in DMs. Do not fight with them in the chat. It's not worth it. They will win. They have powers.
It's also one of those things where they're always erring on the side of caution. So, if it wasn't technically a spoiler and it gets deleted, no hard feelings.
Yeah.
They're just trying to look out for us, and we do appreciate that.
And if your super chat gets deleted for spoilers, just send another super chat. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen,
Before we get into it today, we should mention that today's podcast is sponsored by Audible. Audible is the online service where you can listen to books.
Yes. It's an online service where words are reenacted for you and your pleasure.
I don't think they're reenacted. They're read.
No, people do voices.
No, but reenacted is like a television show is a reenaction of words.
No, like if it's like a bedtime story and your mom's reading it to you, that's the reenactment.
I don't think that we have the same idea of what a reenactment is. Like Amazon's The Wheel of Time is a reenactment of the books because it's acting it. But like an audiobook is just reading it.
You know what? I made a strong choice.
Audible, where you can not have to look at things, but you can still hear them.
You can close your eyes and still have a good time.
We make jokes about how we pitch Audible, but the truth is Audible's awesome. Audiobooks are a fantastic way for so many people to read books. Apparently you're right.
Yeah. If Rockmage says I'm right, then I'm right. So
if Rockmage says you're right, that does not mean a dang thing. Yeah. Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly to get your free book and your free month of their incredible service. That is audibletrial.com/nerdynightly. But that's not what we're here to actually talk about. What we're here to talk about is
the book. Sorry, I didn't know you were gonna throw it to me, so I missed this.
We're off to such a strong start.
10 out of 10.
The book.
The Fires of Heaven.
The Fires of Heaven.
I was gonna say The Wheel of Time and the Fires of Heaven, and there was no way for my brain to create one, and it's fine.
Oh, the book.
Guys, I feel like we say this every time. Every time we're like, it's the craziest prologue, and it just it keeps outdoing itself.
Yeah, I agree with that. The prologue for this is nuts. But before we get into the specifics of that, how do you feel about the book overall?
Wow. Okay. So far, there is so many words and so many names.
Yeah, I
this
agree with that.
book really feels like you're doing that 5K marathon, but like you are sprinting that first K for some reason.
Okay, yeah.
It's like
It's off
it's
to a strong
going
start.
really hard. The last couple of chapters a little bit less so, but the beginning of this was like, oh my god, okay, there's like wind in your hair. We're running faster than a horse because we're humans, and it's like it was a lot.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting to read a section of the Wheel of Time for this podcast and spend almost the entirety of it with one storyline. We do get a little bit with Nynaeve and Elaine and them at the end, and we do get a little bit of what's going on at the White Tower at the beginning and some, villain. We finally got some Forsaken point of views, which we were asking for 2 weeks ago in our full book recap of The Shadow Rising, and so we got what we wanted, but there's definitely a chunk in the middle where we're just going to be like, and then Rand goes to this room. And he says this to this person, and then he goes to this room. And also, I agree with you. I think, like, the scene with Elena, as much as I enjoyed getting to see what's going on at the White Tower, there wasn't, like, a 4-page section of that.
That was just, here's all the things that are going on in the world.
It was just a name of a woman, what Aja she's in, and whether or not Elena thinks she's attractive.
Yeah. It was just like a list, and I was like, oh, okay, we're doing lists now.
Thank you so much for that super chat.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Master Jarl.
Yeah, chat publicly as Master Jarl. That is what you did, Master Jarl.
Thank you for those super
Thank
chats,
you so
guys.
Much. Yeah, there's a lot of characters introduced.
Feels of Time. I'm so sorry. They're coming up with like different. The feels of time is.
I like the Time of Wheel. Strangelove, the Time of Wheel is pretty good. So yeah, based on the description of all of the Aes Sedai, which one's the hottest?
What? From Elena's perspective or mine?
I don't know, but that whole chapter, I was like, Elena was like, she wasn't very pretty. This is Sarah of the Green Aja. Her boobs are straight up out. What a whore.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna go with Green Aja. Did I write down everybody's names? I can't remember if I wrote down.
Did you take notes on all the names?
I took notes. No. No?
Lee Science says so much recap in the first few chapters. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, here's what you missed on Glee. And I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Leah Michelle's going to be Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl on Broadway.
Oh, man.
Hopefully that's the only storyline from Glee to become real world.
The one thing... Oh, my God. The one thing that was... there was a line that stood out to me in the very beginning of the prologue that Elena thinks. So we get the perspective, but it's Tarvalon was or should be heart of the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, you cocky motherfucker.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's just funny because it's like it's Elena to a T, and it is also like so many of the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Like they believe that the universe literally revolves around them. And I was like, oh no, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, so this is the very beginning of the book. So let's start there because the beginning, very good place to start. Ancient Hydra, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Hydra, hello.
We're happy you are here as well. So we start with Elena in the White Tower. She is now the Amerlin seat. I can't remember her name. What's the white who is her...
Alvirin, I think.
Yeah, she the white that she approached in the hallway in that one scene.
That one scene that we got
is her keeper, which totally makes sense. Usually the keeper is from the same Aja as the Amerlin, but in a destructive coup like the one that she enforced upon the tower in the last book, it makes sense that she would want to raise someone with her from a different Aja to try and keep some of those binds together, because we learn the blues are all gone.
All of them.
All of them are gone, which is a danger because, as they talk about in the chapter, the Blues have the strongest network of spies. The Blues have more knowledge about what's going on in the rest of the land than the people of the tower do.
They go out and touch grass once in a while.
Or they send people.
They send people to go touch grass once
and then
in a
those
while.
people come back and tell them stuff while they're in the bathhouse naked. And, there's a lot of people from the other Ajas that have split off. When we get to Ruidin, we learn the same thing about the Aiel, right? The Aiel have split up, and there are people leaving each of the septs, and the Shido have split off. So we have this interesting dichotomy between
Shido dogs.
this poetry between what's going on in the White Tower and what's going on with the Aiel, and how Rand is sort of at the center of both of those things as they're happening.
Yeah.
Stephen McAvoy, first time catching you live. I'm reading the series along with you and love your guys' analysis. Gives me a new point of view.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Stefan, probably, maybe Stephen, but I'm going to go with Stefan. Thank you.
Stefan?
Yeah,
It's just Stephen.
You've never met a Stefan?
I've never met a Stefan in my life.
Really? A Stefan, a Stefan, a Stephen? They're like all very similar, but...
Yeah, but Estefan is with an F.
No, okay, sure. You never know. Literally, I've seen it spelled like every which way. So
Shido dogs, yes. Anyway, back to the Wheel of Time. So I do like that we get the same storyline between, or the same underpinnings of the like cultural change that is happening in the White Tower and in the Aiel. But what's so fascinating about it is that I'm on the side of the people who left the White Tower, and I'm on the side of the people who stayed with the Aiel.
Yes.
And so getting these two very similar storylines and these two very similar communities as they split up, but having different perspectives in both of them is just is a fun writing style that Robert Jordan's using here, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I loved how it was literally just here's everything that's happening in the world as the world is like falling apart.
Mocha Smiley, thank you for that super chat. I love that dancing lemon. That is so cute.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's literally like a news report almost of like, this is what's going on here and this is what's going on here and here. And Elena is just sitting there fuming because nobody consults her before they do anything. And I'm like, God, if that's how you think, it must take forever to get stuff done. Right? The reason that you delegate is so you don't have to control every tiny little thing, and Elena, not good at not controlling things.
Well, and what I find so fascinating about it is that she took over in the last book so efficiently, but seemingly without a plan for how she was going to run things.
Yeah.
And what I'm so curious about is why she didn't keep in place the structure that Siuan had, because clearly there was some sort of structure that Siuan had before, and maybe this is a story of Siuan literally holding that structure together through her own power and charisma, and that just not being something that Elena can bring to the table.
Well, no, so many of them left and ran away. Like the White Tower is...
Sure, but there was the pecking order, the chain of command in the White Tower existed under Siuan in a way that I'm wondering, was that because it was the tradition of the White Tower, or is the White Tower truly just about respecting strength, and Siuan brought a strength to the table that Elena doesn't have? Because Elena is very physically strong. We know that, right? She's strong in the power, and she's very intense, but maybe she's lacking that sort of diplomatic strength that Siuan maybe was just more powerful at than her.
Yeah.
And because it really does feel like Elena is the Amerlin. She's sitting in on these meetings, she's watching them, and she can like intimidate people, but she's not really in control.
No, she's not at all. And that's what's hard about like a coup like that she pulled. Basically, the people who backed you up are there because they think they have something to gain out of it. A lot of the time, they don't always necessarily think that you're right.
Yeah.
And so you are now suddenly surrounded with people who might as well, like, who could pat your back as well as stab it, you know, like, and yeah, it definitely feels like Elena didn't have a super great plan for when she actually took over. She just was like, okay, we're gonna get here, and then everyone's going to worship me because I'm the Amerlin seat. And it's like, well, no, they're not. That's not really what's going on here. And like, Alviarin is like so... I love how much she pisses off Elena by doing like nothing.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't like do anything to piss off Elena, and Elena's just like, I don't know. There's some tension there.
Well, but I would even argue that Alviarin is doing her job, right? Like I would argue that she is keeping the meeting going. Everything she's recommending makes sense, and so it's that tough thing of like I would argue that if I was the Amerlin seat, I don't want to be in control. I don't want to micromanage. And so having a keeper who is doing what she's doing, I would have sat there and been like, great, I didn't have to do anything. That's awesome. I can focus on like the other stuff that needs to get done at the end of the meeting, which is what she does.
Yes.
If Elena had a better attitude about it, I think that she would be very successful without, because Alviren is this very capable woman that if she just trusted her, and I think that that's the problem, right? When you have a coup, there's not a lot of trust that remains because you all overthrew someone violently together, right? So I think that a lack of trust is sort of the problem. But I think that there is an element of reading the chapter, I got confused when Elena was upset because I was like, what do you mean? She's literally doing her job. Like,
yeah, no, and Elena feels like they're slighting her on purpose. Like, because they're not asking her permission for every single thing, that they're not respecting her when they're trying to be respectful of her time.
Yeah.
You know, like, Elena's screwed.
I thought the White Tower was useless before, but now I'm like, they're done.
Oh, they're screwed.
Like,
yeah.
Once your organization is falling apart in this way, it's basically, it's already the end, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no real power in the if the leader at the top is as backstabby and like petty as Elena is, there's no power in the structure below her.
No, because everyone's just out for themselves, and the tower works because people are trying to like do good.
Yeah, Hunter, thank you for joining the Nargs.
Thank you for becoming a Narg. Elena also has 2 paintings, which is very interesting. That they were focused on also. That but Bonwin, so the last Red Emerlin who was stilled,
really cool.
Just like a likeness of her, and then Rand.
Well, it's not a likeness of her; it's a triptych, depicting the three most importance of Bronwyn's life. Right, like the first one is her being raised, the second is her standing before Arthur Hawkwing's army, and the third one is her being stilled.
Yeah,
and so it is literally the story of her failure. And what I think is fascinating about it is that Elena is like, they don't want to look at it, but they don't understand the importance of knowing the price of failure.
Yeah.
But Elena has the image there and the right idea, but isn't using the lesson directly in front of her to behave any differently. She is still acting cocky. It's so strange. She is smart in that she is putting this in her place, putting it there to put her in her place and remind her that no one is above the Amerlin.
Yeah.
But then her actions and her thoughts are her thinking that because she's the Amerlin, she is above everybody else in that room. And it is just so funny that she has enough self-awareness to put the painting up, but not quite enough to learn the lesson that it is putting in front of her face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Monkey, thank you for that super chat.
Monkey, thank you.
Well, you see, spoiler, unpopular opinion, spoiler. Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree 100%. Thank you for that. Watch out, the mods might delete the spoilers.
Yeah, Monkey, sorry. Someone might delete that. So we also have the painting. She has a street painting of the moment from Falmouth at the end of the second book.
Yeah, Rand battling Balsamon in the sky. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah. And no one can look at it. They're all like, if I don't look at it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And Elena's like, you idiots. You guys are like talking about all these places that don't matter when like this is the thing that matters. You know, the last battle is coming.
To be fair to everyone else in that room, though, they don't have anything to say about it. They're like,
oh yeah,
we don't know where he is.
What are they gonna do?
Like, and she's like, well, find him. And they're like, how? Sure. And my favorite thing about this is she's like, everyone has to bring me a list of the things they're doing to find the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that accomplish?
I don't know. I guess Elena likes lists. I don't know.
She really wants everyone to keep writing her list.
Yeah.
But then she sets up a couple of them to get punished because
I don't know.
I guess that's how the White Tower functions. Everyone just gets spanked all the time. It would be a good place to be kinky. And so they all leave after she is very intimidating. She like almost like feels like full on Voldemort. We're like, why is anyone listening to you? You're such an ass.
Yeah, kind of.
And who replaces them in the room but Padden Fane?
I did not see this coming.
I didn't either.
I did not see this coming. Could not have predicted it. Although
can Elena not like feel his taint?
I guess she could if she asked permission.
Like, because Padden Fane is supposed to like feel evil, right? Hasn't that been established that he, like, feels evil?
Yeah, I guess, like, Moraine could, like, tell that he was, like, all kinds of messed up. Maybe he's learned to, like, mask that, in a sense.
Maybe. He hasn't had the dagger in a while. He wants it back, but he hasn't actually held it in a while. So maybe he's not as tainted as you would think. But, like, what surprised me about this is that Elena is... She runs a coup. She gets raised to the Amerlin violently. And then she's immediately like, oh, Patton Fane. This guy shows up with all of this information that she wants, and she's like, that's a guy I can trust. It just seems very strange to me.
Yeah, for some reason, I feel like I feel like in the in book 1, Moraine was like very aware. Well, no, I guess not right away, because he does come in, and then she questions him, and then she's like, this guy's messed up. So I guess it's not like an immediate thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I was surprised because I figured that it's so strange to me because Patton Fane was in Shinar and when they were at Faldara and they knew that he was evil then, and there were all of the Aes Sedai there who knew that he was evil and was under lock and key there. Because
Moraine had spent time with him.
Yeah.
Like one-on-one.
No, but my point is that wouldn't the Aes Sedai be aware of him then?
Oh, I guess the ones that were there, potentially.
So are all of the...
The Aes Sedai weren't there for very long.
Yeah, but
right?
Patton Fane escaped while they were there, and then the Amerlin almost got killed. Like, it feels like that would have been something that information that was shared around. And so what's so strange to me is that, because the Faldara goes crazy when Patton Fane escapes, and then Varen and what's-her-face, Elena, are, like, investigating his cell, and they find out that there's, like, all the death and dark prophecy written down there. So it's strange to me that
Elena wasn't there. She was in Camelot.
But there were, like, what, like,
yes.
10 Aes Sedai there. Are all of those Aes Sedai, have all those Aes Sedai fled now? None of those Aes Sedai could have been like, hey, Patton Fane, he's that evil dude that we captured in Faldara like 7 months ago who escaped and then the Amerlin was almost murdered. It just seems weird that this bit of information should be known to the Aes Sedai in a way.
I feel like nobody tells the Reds anything.
No, but there's an entire... Like, Patton Fane is literally walking around the White Tower calling himself Patton Fane. The same name that he had when the Aes Sedai were holding him captive in Faldara. It just is crazy to me that no one knows who he is.
I think even if Elena suspected, he has information about Rand, and Rand is priority number 1. So I don't know if she, like, trusts him, but I think she might trying to use him being there to her advantage, even if maybe she suspects that he's not okay.
That's fair.
Because I like, you know, if I was in Elena's position and grasping at straws when it comes to Rand, I would kind of take any lead that came my way, even if I had to, like, guard myself against that lead.
But the problem is then you can't trust the information that they're giving you.
Well, potentially,
you know what I mean?
Depends
like,
on what
if
they
you know
want.
that if you know they're not great,
I'm sure she thinks that she can manipulate a man.
Yeah, that's actually very true.
You know, like...
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. It is kind of, like, interesting. I feel like we will find out more about this one.
Everyone's kind of giving the same, like, there aren't pictures of him and people in the know where folks Moraine and Swan trusted. I chose Jeremy Browen's comment there. Yeah, but it just, yeah. I'll end by saying I just felt like something that would have been information that got passed around. Like how they know Mazrim Taim escaped, like they know Patton Fane escaped. It seems like he would be on the list of names that people are aware of.
But it's the same way that, like, Swan and Min and Leanne are able to, like, travel the countryside without being, like, recognized by face, right? People don't have, like, the internet and cell phones.
Sure. And if he was there as Ordeath, I wouldn't have the same question.
But because his name is Patton Fane.
But he's using the name Patton Fane, which is the name that he was using when he escaped the Aes Sedai last time.
Yeah, okay.
It seems like that, right?
Yeah.
But no, if he was using Ordeath, this would be a completely different conversation because nobody knows who Ordeath is.
Yeah.
It is the fact that he's using Patton Fane is the thing that set off alarm bells in my brain, like, wait a second. There are almost too many Aes Sedai who should know about this for this to really make sense to me.
I guess, yeah, the name should have been... because it happened so publicly in Fama.
And so long before the coup. This was still when everyone was working together. Sawan was there. Sawan came back to the tower. Like, they're just... It feels like Padan Fain should be a name that is, like, blacklisted around the White Tower.
Yeah. Unless Sawan was like, this is too valuable.
He ran away with the Horn of Valir. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where I'm like... I feel like...
They didn't know about the Horn of Valir.
Yeah, but the Hall should know about it. Matt literally...
The Aes Sedai don't talk to one another.
They chase Padan Fain across the country with multiple Aes Sedai knowing about it to get the dagger. Then they brought Matt with the dagger that they stole from Padan Fain back to the White Tower. It just feels like there's too many things that somebody in the White Tower should be like, Padan Fain's not a good dude.
I guess. It just depends on, like, who stayed with Elena, right? Because, like, all the people who might have been in on that left. Because Elena
I'm saying that the information
there.
should have been shared around the tower.
It should have,
It
yeah.
would be...
But the tower sucks. We established that.
I know.
William Brown, welcome to the Nerd Table. How you doing?
Franklin says that's Sawan's major fault is that she didn't trust most Aes Sedai. I don't think that's her fault. She was right.
I don't know.
I don't know. You can't really trust them. They did depose her violently.
Sure. I think that Sawan is like a victim of like a millennia old. What is this? Oh my god.
Is it Amazon?
I don't know. It's just a number. It's They always, every time I'm live.
Yep. Hello. Is there a chance we could give you a call back? We're currently doing something. All right, thank you. Bye.
Oh my god.
They sent you a gift card.
What?
Yeah. I just got an email about it. All right, Bobsy, thank you for that super chat. Glad for the return of the book club. Us too, Bobsy.
So are we.
So Padan Fain has some interesting thoughts about Elena. We're talking a lot about Elena, y'all, but it's because Ruidian, I don't think is going to take us very long.
There's a lot,
so this is what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll breeze through, and then Rand didn't sleep with Isender really quickly later.
She's naked.
So
Make
Padan
sure you
Fain,
remember that.
Padan Fain is glad that Elena is the Amerlin and not Swan, because it would be easier to bend Swan, but easier to break Elena.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Oh, it's like completely accurate. Elena is like this close to snapping at everybody at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Elena is a hard ass, and like, and God, I don't like her. But she's just so rigid in what she believes that she knows, and how to go about what she believes that she knows.
Yeah.
Like she literally thinks that the
so
world
cocky.
revolves around her. Yeah.
Revolves.
Yes, I said resolves. I think
revolves
100%.
Yeah, she is overconfident.
A little bit.
She needs Han Solo to be like, "Don't get cocky, kid," but she wouldn't listen to him because he's a man.
Yep. And
it's
then
reverse sexism.
And then we get to the other half of the prologue of like.
Oh my god! Yeah, we're only through half the prologue.
That's only half the prologue. That's what I mean. This prologue.
It's so
is
long.
Insane.
Okay, so we read 192 chapters this week. I think.
Pages.
192 pages. And over 50 of them, a quarter of the reading this week was the prologue in chapter 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that, Robert Jordan.
Dale Saints, I know it's still just sexism. I was making a joke.
It's fine. I don't need it.
I was making a joke. Raven. So Raven.
Yeah.
We meet the hottest foursome in Randland.
The hottest?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 out of 4 are super hot. Although I will say, Robert Jordan is getting very comfortable describing women's looks in these books, because he's straight up like, Graendal's really hot until Lanfear enters the room, and then she's barely
hot.
pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not how women work. That's not how it works. If a woman's hot, she's still hot when there's another hot woman nearby.
And Rand does the same thing. Like, when Lanfear shows up, that, like, besides her, you know, people just look normal. And you're like, that's not... okay.
See, but, like, so there's a... You know, Robert Jordan talks a lot about polyamory. Mm-hmm. And you can't be polyamorous if you're, like, only attracted to the hottest person in the room.
Tier list of the hottest going down in, like... descending order, like yeah.
And maybe it's easy for me because you're always the hottest person in a room, but like it's tough.
Yeah, sure.
People are saying that his name is Ravine, and I hate that. He is not a ravine. It's Ravin. Because Ravin sounds cool, and ravine is a little river that you walk over.
Oh, I thought a ravine was like a small like canyon.
No, isn't a ravine like a brook? Isn't it like a little body of water?
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep saying Ravin. Sorry.
Wheel of Time. Thank you so much for this super chat. We know zero about long prologues. Can't wait.
I've heard there's like 100-page prologues.
Wait, what?
In some of the books. Yeah, I know.
Just break it up into chapters and call it chapters. Why is it the prologue? Why is this the prologue? One of my problems with Robert Jordan's prologues is that they're indistinguishable from the rest of the book.
Yeah, it's just another chapter.
It's just a chapter. Because he does different points of views throughout his book anyway.
Apparently I'm right again.
It's a canyon? I thought a ravine was literally like a little body of water that's like moving. That's a rivulet? I thought a rivulet was a hole in a shoe that you're...
Oh my god.
A ravine between a gully and a ravine is between a gully and a canyon.
Okay.
Huh, cool. Yeah, the prologues are indistinguishable from chapters.
Yeah.
Because they're all different points of view anyway.
Yes. We literally get multiple points of views in chapters. So it does not feel any different.
Yeah.
It's just called the prologue, which is like, all right, fine.
And it's very long. Lanfear shows up to Raven's little I don't even know what to call it. His little orgy room. And Raven's a horny boy.
Yes.
And not even if you think the Aiel don't have threesomes, which they do, Raven does.
Oh, yeah,
without a doubt.
Raven has like Raven is gross.
Yeah, Raven's disgusting.
It makes my skin crawl. Like, and when we finally got the chapter with Morghese, I was like,
it's awful. You want to go to sleep. I do want to go to sleep.
I was like, no, stop it. I hate it. Like, that was almost worse for me than the like collared Egwene thing, because I was like, don't like it. Gross. Not a fan.
Yeah, it's awful. So, Lanfear shows up and is like, we're not here to attack you. And he's like, all right, I'll trust you this time. But just this time, Lanfear.
Yeah,
and I was like, how often do the Forsaken fight each other?
Oh, I'm sure all the time.
But
that's why they don't see one another. So, like, if I keep a healthy distance, it's like when you have siblings that you don't like, and whenever family reunions, there's always like a clash of wills. Well, literally, it was like this close for Samuel.
But then how have the Forsaken lasted this long without killing you? And like none of the Forsaken have died to one of the other Forsaken.
Well, because they're very hard to actually kill.
It doesn't seem so. They've killed. Literally in this chapter, Lanfear's like 4 of us are dead, and I was like, oh yeah, they've killed 4 Forsaken already, and all of our main characters are like, I barely know how to use my powers. The books keep being like, the Forsaken come from a time when Aes Sedai could do anything with their power.
I think it's because...
And they were the best of the best. And then Nynaeva's like, I'm mad.
Yeah. I think it's because the Forsaken know how strong the other Forsaken are, and they have all severely underestimated Rand and put themselves in a position where they can die. Whereas,
yeah, but like they know Asmodean's a weak little baby boy, so why hasn't any of the Forsaken killed weak little baby boy Asmodean before?
Because Asmodean has to be a chosen for a reason, and he has potentially set traps and wards and is smart enough to notice them, whereas they don't think very highly of Rand, except maybe Lanfear. Right? I think that they just have all paid the price for severely underestimating Rand.
Oh, people are saying that there were more than 13 before the breaking, and that those are the 13 we have left are the 13 chosen who survived, which does make sense. Like, why would there only have been 13 Dark Aes Sedai in the Age of Legends?
I figured it had to do with the linking, but I thought that number was specific, but fair enough.
We do learn about we'll talk about the linking when we get to
there.
Rand, but let's talk about this plot. Lanfear wants the 4 of them to work together to not fight Rand. Period.
To not fight
Can
Rand?
you please explain to me what Lanfear is suggesting the 4 of them do? Because I didn't get it at all. She doesn't want them to go near Rand because she wants him to become more powerful, so she convinces them to work together to not go fight Rand.
No, she convinces them to work together against Rand. She's like, he's already killed 4 of us.
Yeah.
We need to pool our resources.
And not go fight him. Like, but she's literally like, don't go near him. I'm watching him. I've got this.
No. She's like, don't go near him right now. We need to come up with a strategy.
If I was one of them, I'd be like...
She's buying him time.
Oh, sure, I get that. If I was one of the other 3 of them, I would be like...
But what is she proposing?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. My favorite line in Star Wars. But what is she proposing? She's literally like, all right, we only need the 4 of us to win. What's the end goal? No, not sure yet. Don't go near Rand. But we want to go kill him. Yeah, but I'll watch him... And then the 3 of you we're a team, but we don't do anything.
No, I think
that was very confusing to me.
I think that we don't fully understand Lanfear's plan yet.
Sure, but she doesn't explain it to the 3 people she's trying to convince to be on her side. I read that chapter twice. I literally went through Lanfear's dialogue here twice, trying to be like, what is she telling them to do?
It stops before we get to that point.
Oh, okay, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
We were not privy to that entire conversation.
Mm-hmm.
There is definitely more that happened there. We just don't get to know about it yet.
Sure, okay, that's fine. It just, the chunk that we did get, I was literally sitting there being like, I genuinely don't understand what is happening. I'm enjoying it. I love seeing the Forsaken together. I think their dynamic is super interesting. I think Grendel, super cool. I like her a lot. I don't like that she has 2 little people that she's obviously controlling anyone is bad all the time.
Apparently she doesn't control them though. They are literally in love with her. I thought
because they have been compulsed so much that they are broken.
Oh, I thought she manipulated them. I thought
Raven
her
says
thing...
that they are the consequence of what happens when you overuse compulsions on someone.
Oh.
And Raven uses compulsions more subtly so you don't notice them completely break.
Oh, I was under the impression that Raven was the one who used compulsions to manipulate people. And Grendel... What? What?
Jeremy Brown writes, Lanfear, can you all not kill him till I've had a chance to bang Luce Theron? That is kind of what the chapter felt like to me.
That's fair. That's fair.
I agree with that, Jeremy.
I thought Grendel was a master manipulator without the 1 power. That she literally was almost kind of doing what Raven does, but but without magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
That was what I don't know.
No, she's definitely overusing the compulsion.
Okay,
and that's why
bad.
They've lost all sense of personality. And you can talk in front of them because they're basically
Okay, yeah, I guess I misread that.
Grendel's compulsion is basically cocaine and MK Ultra. Exactly.
Wow. Terrifying. Thanks. I hate it.
Raven ends by being like, this could work. To which I out loud went, could it?
So
I don't know what you're doing.
I think we have almost all of the Forsaken's names.
Do you want to try and name the Forsaken? Do you think we can do it?
I don't know. I don't think we know all of them.
Okay, let's try. Raven.
Yeah.
Megiddian. Lanfear. Grendel.
Samael.
Semiraj.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Semhiraj, yep.
And then we had the 2 guys who got burned at the beginning.
Agenor and Balthamel.
And then
Balsamon, who might have been Ishamael.
Yes.
Balsamon
and Ishamael are the same person.
We're missing some.
We're missing learned?
4. Maybe, do we only know those 9 names?
I think that's what I think. Oh, Asmodean.
Asmodean, right.
And then I think that's all we know.
But he's not really a Forsaken
So we're missing...
anymore. So we're missing 3.
Did we say Moghedien?
Yeah.
Okay, we did.
All right, so there's 3 left. Don't spoil the ones we didn't say.
Yeah.
We want to meet them when we meet them.
Yeah, if we haven't...
So, the book starts. We're 40 minutes into this podcast, and we're at chapter 1.
Got it.
Fanning the sparks. Y'all, we start with Min.
Oh, Bilal. We missed Bilal. Okay.
Bilal.
So 2...
So there's 2 left.
2 that we haven't met. Yeah.
So we meet... we catch up with Min at the top of the book, and it's our first point of view chapter. Why are you looking like that?
Sorry, I was.
Are you okay?
Couldn't do both at the same time. I was reading and listening, and everything in my brain literally went like this, and I was
saw.
It's fine.
You went to the upside down there.
I did.
That's a joke you don't even get because you have not seen Get Out. Oh,
I thought you were talking about Stranger Things.
Oh, that is Stranger Things. The sunken place is is Get Out. Oops. My bad.
Well done.
So we catch up with Min. Min is arrested.
Yeah. So they went to go sleep in a barn, and by happenstance, the farmer came in, and Logain knocked the lamp out of his hand, setting the thing on fire. And Logain robbed the guy and ran away. And so the three girls are thrown in jail, waiting some judgment because of that.
And Leanne becomes the funniest character in these entire books.
I loved it. I was like, let's freaking go. She's like, you know what? I need a reason to live. I'm going to look hot as hell. And I was like, yeah, girl, you get it.
I love that Leanne is like, I need something to do. Men. What is that?
It's the ba-dum-ts. I've been using it more often lately.
I forgot we had sound effects.
You're welcome.
I did appreciate Robert Jordan. Really, just the way he writes women is it's so far ahead of his time. Everyone, when we started reading this, everyone was like, Robert Jordan's depictions of women are like the most like progressive, and now we're reading them, and I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
I don't know about that.
In some ways.
Especially when Nynaeve is like, the wicked are your ways, and I was like, all right, sure.
We'll get to Nynaeve. So Leanne is like, I am going to flirt our way out of this, and Swan is like, what if the guy doesn't want just flirting? What if he wants to go all the way? And she's like, better than the alternative.
Yeah, I was like,
and
fair.
Swan, my favorite part of Swan's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Go get laid, girl. But of course they don't have time for that. Because the door opens, it's time for them to go to their trial. And they're like, Lord Gareth will see you. And my brain literally went, Gareth? Have we met Gareth?
That was me when I was doing the tier list. Gareth was on there. And I was like, staring at it. I was like, I know, because it just said Gareth, and I was like, Gareth Bryan. I know who this. We met this person.
Well, once it was Gareth Bryan, I knew who it was.
Oh no, I remember the last name, and I was like,
when it was Lord Gareth, I was literally looking at it like Lord
sorry,
Gareth.
who?
I feel like I know who that is.
Who? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Lord Gareth, and then it was like Gareth Bryan, and I was like, oh yeah, it's the Lord Commander of Andor, and so they go in. What?
The guard captain. Right?
Wasn't he like the Lord Commander or something?
Actually, I'm not sure what the official title
I thought he had some title like that.
Yeah.
And because he was also like Morgase's like lover. Her non-magical lover.
He was?
Yeah. Yeah. Even later in this chapter when we get to Morgase's point of view, she's like, I'm remembering my feelings for him.
I didn't think.
Yeah, and when we were with Elaine in the last book, she was judgmental of her mother for sleeping with Tom and then sleeping with Gareth and now with Gabriel, and how her mom's just like going from man to man to man.
Oh yeah.
Gareth Bryan, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Exactly, Sir Jimerus. Exactly. Captain of the Queen's Guard. That's
what is dead may never die.
What is dead may never die. So Lord Gareth Bryan is like, the guy did it, but you were with him, so you're gonna work for me until the debt is paid off. We're not gonna talk about how long that takes because we don't know yet. So
I haven't decided what wage I'm paying you. You're not gonna find out. It's just gonna be when I feel like it.
Yeah, which is when I was like, this is a very weird sentence. Like, you're basically just like enslaving people as a punishment because they were there when someone else committed a crime.
Well,
it's a little complicated.
It is complicated, but like, he's like, you'll work this off, and then you can go, like, you have a debt to pay, which in this world is like, not, like, that's not a super uncommon thing.
I think it is very strange to sentence someone to pay off a debt that you will determine at a later date what the debt is.
Well, but that's the thing, is he's like, go tally up how much exactly the damages are to his assistant.
Oh yeah, he's like, go figure it out.
Yeah.
She could come back with any number.
I guess.
I was saying it's not a very diplomatic process.
Yeah, you have to trust that they're being fair because you have no control of the situation.
I don't trust anyone except you.
I'll take it.
And I can't trust you with my money, so you spend it. That's why Amazon comes every Friday during book club.
Yeah, I need to time my purchases better. But having his perspective in a chapter was very fun.
Oh, I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Because we got Min's perspective at the beginning, being like, Leanne has completely lost her mind, and Swan has also completely lost her mind because she's like the whole time.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think Leanne's completely lost her mind. I'm on board. If you can't have magic, have orgasms.
Yeah, that's like the closest thing.
That's our new shirt. If you can't have magic, have orgasms.
Look, we are never going to experience the feeling of embracing the one power. So that's about as close as we can get, y'all.
That should be the new slogan for Hitachi. Hitachi, you can't experience the one power, but you can experience this.
Wow. They should hire us for branding purposes.
It's a different kind of magic wand.
Oh my god.
So they get sentenced to indentured servitude, and they're like, we need you to make a pledge so that we know whether we need to watch you or not. And Swan gives the strongest pledge of all time, and everyone in the room is like, damn, girl.
Yeah, and Min is like,
you could have just said, I promise.
Yeah. You could have, I don't know, sworn on the grass.
Yeah. But they put them in a carriage. At which point someone is driving them away in the carriage, and then they are in the back of the carriage openly talking about how they're planning to escape.
I know.
And I was like, can the person driving the carriage not hear them?
I know.
I was very confused.
Yeah. I was like, this seems very suspicious, but sure, okay.
They were talking as if they were in a self-driving car. And I was like, there's someone on the carriage with you.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the horse just really knows the route to and from. And they just
No, but the guy gets knocked out. I was like, and they're fighting. And I was like, why are you, shut up. Mm-hmm. I hate to say this, but ladies, shut up.
Yeah.
Talk about it later.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of nobody can overhear us vibes.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
This is the intro to Skyrim. Hey, you're finally awake.
Oh, you're finally awake. I was an adventurer like you until I took a Hitachi to the dick.
Oh my, wow, no, yeah, that sounds... I've never had a dick, but I don't think that would
great.
be...
It feels awesome. All right, anyway.
I'll take your word for it. So Logain literally knocks out the guy, shows up wearing fancy-ass clothes and has some horses and is like, let's go!
Yeah, apparently Logain is as good with a sling as Two Rivers Boy.
Yep. Yeah.
Knocks that guy straight out, and Min's like, are we really gonna break our oaths? And Swan's like, yeah.
Yeah, of course we are.
What are you talking about? We'll come back and be servants later. And I was like, yeah. Will you? I think that's a bad idea. Once you get away, just get away.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are not coming back here.
You're not coming back. Also, I don't think Lord Gareth is coming back here, so...
True.
So they run off into the woods, and Lord Gareth responds in a much harsher way than they expect.
Oh yeah, he's like, we are gonna hunt these guys down.
And that he rounds up every man over the age of 50 who still has armor. And this is the show that I want. I don't want another episode of Amazon's Wheel of Time. I want old men hunting down Swan Sancha, because I just want to watch 20 old men just being grumpy and riding horses together. I want Red Dead Redemption, the show. Is I think what I'm saying.
But also Gareth Bryan is yeah, that Leanne girl, she needs to work on it, but damn, that what, Mara or whatever her name, damn. I like it hard. I was like, okay, all right, that's spicy.
It's so funny. He's literally the woman, whatever her name is, that works for him, that runs his house. He's like, she's
Caroline, I think. Carolyn.
Sweet Caroline.
Bow, bow, bow.
Wants Gareth Bryan to get his dick wet. So wet. So wet.
He's literally
wet.
She's like, yeah, that, whatever Leanne's fake name is. She's like, yeah, that girl would do as a good, chambermaid. And he's like, Mara, though.
Yeah, I want that Mara in my chambers, you know what I mean? Hey, ba-boom. Yeah.
Oh, God.
This book is already the horniest of the books.
Oh, yeah.
This book is so much hornier than
Matt
everything
gets
that came
laid.
before. Matt straight up. Like a woman is straight up like,
wet.
hi, my name is not McGideon, but it's Melandrin. My name is Melandrin. Would you like to go have sex?
Melindra. Yeah.
I have been watching you for days. Would you like to go have sex? We'll talk about
you
that.
You have nice eyes.
But yeah, so Gareth Bryan and his companions ride off after the ladies.
No, someone shows up, don't they?
Yeah, and he tells them that the stone has fallen, and the man drew Calandor.
Yeah.
He says the deposing of Swan Sancha. I thought maybe that Gareth would, like, in that moment, I was expecting Gareth to hear his Swan Sancha and then be like, that was the lady.
Like, put it together, but
he saw her, but no.
No.
It's Master Jarl! Confirm password, hot Jedi for life.
Same. Definitely my password
Why
as well.
Why do you know my OnlyFans password?
Thank you, Master Jarl.
And the death of Logain. So the White Tower is saying that Sawan and Logain are dead.
Yes.
Not that they've escaped, which is good for them, right? It is going to be so much easier for them to be out in the world.
People think that they're dead.
If nobody's looking for them.
Yeah, Elena honestly,
Except,
like,
obviously.
messed up. Like, like they would probably be caught if people thought that they were alive and were looking for them.
Yeah.
And then we're still in chapter 1, and we are almost an hour into this.
Again, the Viridian stuff is going to take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Lady Altma. Yeah?
Altaima? Altaima.
Altiema. I don't actually know. Is like, hey, gonna go see my good friend that I talked to for 5 minutes once, Morgase.
So that she can set me up with a rich man.
Yeah.
Altima.
Okay.
Altima.
She sounds like Ultima, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Altima is, it was like very, she's like, and people think I'm so nice and sweet and innocent, but I know I'm not.
Because I tried to murder my husband.
Casual husband murder.
Yeah, and so Morgase meets her, and I love that Altima's like, I remember Morgase being kind of pretty, and then Morgase walks in the room and she's like, God damn it, she's so hot.
I give up. She's like insanely jealous, which like again.
In this book, every time a woman enters a room, the point of view character has to comment on their attractiveness.
Yeah. It's like you get like a rating of like the hottest person on Earth, the hottest person in the room, fairly pretty, or absolutely god awful ugly.
I would really love to know like when I would love a graph that shows when Robert Jordan was writing each book and how often he and his wife were having sex at that time. You know what I mean? Like is there a correlation between how much or little sex him and his wife are having and how much he describes the women?
Yeah. How like frustrated was he writing The Fires of Heaven?
Because like other than like Matt, Perrin, and Rand, I can't really, and Tom, I think, I can't really describe to you what most of the men in these books look like.
Well,
they're all large. They're
Robin.
all so ungodly tall.
Yes. Every man
and
in
they're just
the series
manly.
is tall.
But like every woman is like
yeah.
Just bodacious. It's like you know what? I think Robert Jordan would have been a big anime fan. Because he likes women with just like unrealistically large titties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The only one that he does, the one like difference that he does use to describe is Swan, who's like more like handsome and beautiful.
No, he describes all the women differently, but he spends so much time describing them.
Yeah.
Whereas every guy's like, they have black hair, they're tall, they're pretty broad. They're a dude.
Except Raven, who is apparently like the most beautiful man, other than like Galad. I guess.
Now Galad and Raven. Well, that'd be a fun threesome. Just saying.
Oh God.
No compulsions.
Only if Raven can't use the one power.
Altima's telling Morgase stuff to get rich.
Yeah.
To get a rich husband, and she's like, she's sliding into Morgase's DMs here a little bit, and Morgase is into it. She's like, I do want to know these things.
Yes.
And then Raven walks in the room and is like, Morgase, go to bed. And Morgase is like, cool. Good night. And Altima's like, what just happened? Oh my God, you're hot.
She's also like, wow, Morgase is like really hot for Gabriel because that dress is slutty. Like,
yeah, that's right.
I was like, it's just like, how dare a dress hug your hips? It's so funny to me. I can't. Yeah, and then so
I really before we get off Morgase though, I really love I love that Altima's plan to get in Morghase's good graces involves her being a little bit cold to Raven because she doesn't want Morghase to get upset at how kind she is to Raven.
Yeah. She's like, I will treat him as, like, the poor uncle.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That is too specific.
Yeah.
That is, like, too specific that you have, like, greetings for each of, like, your family members and, like, based on their wealth and power. Like, oh, yes, my uncle who's, like, less wealthy, I'll greet him like that. I'm like, what?
You know, like you do. Like
you do. Yeah.
I will say, we do, as you all know, we do have Smut Corner at the end of our shows.
Don't even need to add anything.
Like. But I want to be careful with Smut Corner moving forward because, like, consent is important.
Consensual smut corners only.
We're nearing the middle of the show, and so this episode of the Nerdy Wordy Book Club is brought to you by consent.
Sexy.
Ongoing, enthusiastic consent is important in any sexual relationship, and I don't condone what any of the Forsaken are doing because it's gross.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Speaking of, Morghase goes to bed, and everyone's like, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Are you good?
Why aren't you watching the Nerdy Wordy Book Club?
She's like, am I sleepy? Did he say I'm sleepy? No, I'm sleepy. And then she just passes the fuck out.
No, she doesn't pass out. She lies down and goes, Gareth.
That's true.
Oh, where's Gareth? I'm so hot for Gareth. This book is so horny.
Hashtag hot for Gareth on a t-shirt.
Hashtag hot for Gareth.
Yeah, and so Gabriel is like, why are you here? And she's like, I poisoned my husband and I need a new rich one. And he's like, oh, okay. You might be useful. It's like,
I don't know how, but sure. She's poor now. She has, like, nothing left.
No, but...
Rand made her give it all away to the people of Kyrie and...
Yeah, but, you know, chaos is a ladder. What?
Yeah. Raven's gross.
Yeah.
Don't be like Raven. Be like Matt.
Chapter 2. We got there.
We're LaCroixing it. Rand is...
Oh, she does have intelligence on Rand, you know. So he's like, you might be useful.
Kind of. In so much as anyone has intelligence on Rand. But even Rand is like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
No, but he could, like, compulse her to, like, go back to Tyr, and it's not weird that she is in Tyr, you know what I mean?
Fair.
I don't know.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we didn't talk about is that everyone except Lanfear thinks that Asmodean's dead. They don't know that he's alive, which is interesting.
Wait, what?
The other in that opening section with the Forsaken, Lanfear convinces them that Asmodean's dead.
No.
Didn't she?
No. She's like, he betrayed us. He betrayed us.
Oh, I thought they just assumed that he was dead. I am wrong.
No.
So Rand, back with Rand, and Asmodean. Although what I really loved about this is that Asmodean is in the room this entire first chapter, and they don't reveal till chapter 3 that he's the one playing the harp.
Yeah.
Because we never met him.
Ambiance.
Well, and we never met him as a musician.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't know that he became...
He's the, like, sexy evil bard.
Yeah, but I didn't know that he became Forsaken because he wanted to play music forever. Which seems like a weird
Was that
motivation.
it? Did I miss that?
Yeah, they're like, he foresaw endless music forever. And so he became evil.
I thought he was
evil.
talking
And I was like,
about someone else.
No, he's the musician one. Yeah.
I don't know, for some
He was
reason I thought
literally Gleeman. He just wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to be big rock stars living Ruidian and the skyscraper, it's falling apart.
You nailed it. You crushed it.
Thank you.
That was
We're
perfect.
from the same hometown as Nickelback.
That is true.
Facts.
That is true.
Facts.
So Rand...
Mauricio says he wanted to play music, but evilly.
Oh, God. He's like the evil, like, all I can think in my head is Tenacious D.
He literally sold his soul for rock and roll. That's rad.
Yeah.
Asmodean is now my favorite character because of that sentence.
Yeah.
I'm officially an Asmodean stan.
He's like evil, like Jack Black in Tenacious D.
Oh my god. From now on, the only person who can play Asmodean is Jack Black. They have to do this in the Amazon show. They have to. Can you imagine if it's freaking Jack Black? That would be the greatest casting ever.
He just suddenly, like he's like playing like really like nicely and suddenly he's like, wah! and you're like, oh my god, dude, you need to chill out.
I just want them to be having the clan chief meeting. They're all sitting down. There's like all these Aiel. Rand's talking, and in the back you just see Jack Black with a heart beating like do dee do 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 dee do 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 digga digga saboo dee bo dee dee
Oh my god, I need to call Jack Black. Does anyone have
so much? And he's just in the red Speedo he wears on TikTok sometimes in the desert. Everyone else is in their shufas and everything. And it's just Jack Black just being like,
yeah, I did not know I needed this until this moment.
oh, I love it so much.
Oh my god. So Rand has 6 of the clans behind him.
He does, yeah.
Where the other 4 are, I do not know.
There's 6 others.
No, I know. I was
Actually, I think there's 7.
quoting
Are there 13?
The Lord of the Rings.
I know.
You know, if you've ever heard of it.
Wrong franchise. Never heard of it.
Shido definitely not going to show up, but
I don't know.
what's his face?
Who?
Our
Ruark
is like, no, these guys going to show up. These guys gonna show up. My favorite thing also is he's like, yeah, this clan is feuding with this clan, and they say like this, like they keep sharing the same brain cell, and then being like,
and they're sitting literally on like the edge of the carpet with
opposite.
Everyone in between them, which is very fun. The Goshian and the whatever.
The Goshian and the
I can't remember
she
what
had
that one is.
it's that feud.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's the same one. It's the same one.
Yeah. So Rand, they're basically living in skyscrapers, which I think is very funny.
But like half-built
Yeah.
skyscrapers.
With no windows.
Yeah.
So, but the thing that this doesn't talk about is that the wind would be awful.
Oh my god.
It would be so windy in all of these buildings.
I would hate it. All of it. And that's probably
once you get above like 5 stories.
No, that's why Rand has no windows in his room. He's like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah.
I would do the same. Like absolutely not.
The charade. Yeah.
Yes.
There's 13 tribes if you count the Aiel gen. Right.
Oh yeah, they're not coming though.
I think they will eventually.
Well, yeah.
They all come for the dragon.
Oh my god. Hashtag come for the dragon.
And so they basically are like, who's gonna join us? Basically, everyone will if you just wait, right? And so the story of this is that everyone is like, if you just wait here, everyone will join us. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be important in like 6 chapters.
Because they're gonna leave.
But Moiraine shows up with Egwene, and Rand's like, all right, y'all go do what you gotta do. There's nothing more to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want, Moiraine? And then Rand and Moiraine get so petty towards each other.
Oh my god.
And someone smacks Rand in the back with the 1 power, and he can't figure out who it is.
I know.
It was Moiraine.
I know. I was like,
she's losing
what?
it. She's losing it.
I was honestly, I kind of hated this part until later on when Moiraine is finally just like, I do not care at this point. I will do whatever it is. I will take an oath that like, I swear I'm here to help you. I'm not going to try and manipulate you. I'm not going to, because she is at her wit's end. And it's crazy. It's so interesting to see, and Lan comments on it.
Yeah.
That she has changed from like so much from book 1 to book 5. Come for the Dragon, sponsored by Bad Dragon. Is that what you're?
Why is this not sponsored by baddragon.com?
Baddragon.com. My DMs are open.
Something's open for baddragon.com.
Oh god.
Butt smack gate. I don't think it's smacked in the back. I think he gets smacked between the shoulder blades on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a thump on the back, and he's like almost channels, and he's like, wait.
Yeah.
And then, and he apologizes for losing it as well.
Yeah, they do eventually. They both cool off.
But there's a moment.
It's too hot in the Threefold Land. It's just too hot.
It's too hot.
Everyone's temper's running hot because they need some AC. We bought an AC unit yesterday, y'all. It was very expensive, and you know what? The best money I've ever spent in my life. A second to your engagement ring.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like those are the top 2 purchases of my life.
I'll take that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rand remembers Elena.
Rand is starting to like straight up just have whole loose Theron moments.
Yeah. Which it feels like a very large shift because that hasn't happened.
Well, but he's also gonna go crazy, right? Like this is the whole that the taint. It's gonna make him do weird shit.
Oh yeah. Nah. It is just like it is a very strong step up from the last book. He remembers Elena. He has full on, not conversations, I guess, but like moments where he speaks as Luce Theron, and he's like, I don't know why I said that, and you're like, bro, you are not good. You are not good.
When has he ever been good though?
Probably like book 1.
Before he ever channeled.
Before the Trollocs show up, yeah.
So Moiraine pulls out one of the seals of the Dark One's imprisonment.
Oh.
And it is now, like, soft.
Yeah, she, like, scratches it with a knife, and they're all like...
Yeah, so Rand at this point is, like, fully in the void, and he's like, I have to give this my attention. So he drops the void and drops Sidon because he's like, oh, no, I need to, like... be present for this because this is really bad. And I'm glad that they did that because I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like that big a deal. But then Rand reacted that way. I was like, oh, this is a very big deal. Okay, I understand. I'm wrong.
You know, they're not supposed to be able to be broken. And she's like, if this falls off a table, it will break. Yeah. I was like...
Cray.
Okay.
I also appreciated Rand being like, I don't, what was he? He's like, I don't know what happens when all of those break, but it's probably really bad. I'm just going to assume it's very bad.
Yeah, probably not a good time.
But they aren't the seals on the Dark One's prison, but they're the focus points of the... I still don't really understand the Quendalar seals. I don't understand how they work. If they break, is the Dark One's prison a place, or is it like a spell? And are these just like the focus points of a spell, and if these break, the spell is broken? Or is it like a physical place and like the door is slowly opening?
I really don't know.
Or is it both and neither? You know what I mean? Is it like a metaphysical oven that you feel hotter?
Oh my god. No one is going to get that. Oh, man.
A lot of people are apparently spoiling things right now because I said that. So,
yeah, we are asking hypothetically if it's not something that is covered in the book.
But yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad that it's broken. And
it's not a good time.
So Moiraine is like, so what I need to say, I'm gonna go do stuff because I'm mad at you. And Egwene is like, ugh. And as Egwene is like, ugh, and leaving, the goblet flies into Rand's hand, and you're like, oh, Rand is like channeling pretty casually now. Nope. Asmodean is channeling in front of Egwene.
Okay, but I also think that Rand is channeling far too casually. And too often. Is so ready at any moment to use the one power, even though he knows it's going to make him crazy.
I don't think that that's it. I think that he has to keep using it to get better at it. And so I don't think he has a choice.
Not for like, you know, he gets like thumped on the back and he's like,
yeah,
I'm going to grab, like, you know, hold on to the void and like stay, like it just... I don't know. He does not seem to be very cautious about it.
To be fair, half of the people on the planet want to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, he's not exactly in a position of, like, comfort and safety.
No.
He
but
also
even, like,
lives in a building
room,
with no windows.
No, but even in his room, he's
locks.
like, oh, I could have done that with the power. Silly me. And I was like, maybe don't. Maybe don't channel the power for mundane, silly things.
Here's the thing. I don't think... my understanding of the madness, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but my understanding of the madness isn't like using it makes you go mad. My understanding is that, like, he is going to go mad because it is connected to him eventually.
Oh, I thought
like, I don't think that the more he uses it, the faster he goes mad.
Really? I'm pretty sure that that's exactly how it works.
I don't know, because it... But is it only when he uses it, or is it when he connects to it, or is it...
The taint is there when he goes into the void and like and connects with it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that maybe like eventually he would go mad if he just could channel, but like never did. Maybe over time. But the more he connects with it, I feel like the more he's affected by it, right? Like in the last book, he channeled so much power, and now he's having like full-on Luce Theron moments.
But he also says that like he can't not channel, right? Like he's addicted to, like the way that it works is that as you use it, you become more addicted to it. So I mean that like I don't necessarily think he's like actively choosing to channel. I think that it is just happening, and he doesn't have... I don't think he's fully in control of it, is what I'm saying. Right?
Oh, and it's so become more of like an impulsive thing.
Yeah,
to grab onto it.
It's like a muscle memory that your body, that it's almost like chosen for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's almost like an addiction that he can't quite. I do think that like literally using the power gets more taint into him, but I don't think that he's sitting there being like, should I do this with the power or not? I think that his brain is being hardwired to use the power in every scenario as fast as possible because of the like rush of it. Because that's even happening to the girls, and their side of the power isn't tainted, right? Elaine is literally struggling not to use the power. And so I think that, I don't know, I think it's like MJ Daniel says it's a catch-22. If he does not use the power, it makes him crazy, but the taint will do the same,
Oh,
so I think that like not using the power is not an option, is what I think what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, especially because he's trying to like practice, you know, like there's not much...
No.
There's really not. Yeah, he's caught between a rock and a hard place, I guess.
Yeah. So he flips out at Asmodean for being like, "Yo,
flippant with his channeling. Yeah.
Don't do that in front of me." And then we basically the beginning of chapter 2 exists to remind you that Jason Atil is Asmodean, and it's basically just a reminder section.
Yeah. The two things we didn't talk about. Moraine is going to take all the artifacts to the White Tower.
Yeah, Moraine does not know that Swan Sancha fell yet.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited for her to find that out.
That moment is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be cool.
And so, so they're getting those packed up. I love the moment where, like, the guy half falls through the archway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god.
Poor dude.
Poor guy. And then, Rand is intending to march with the Aiel to just basically, like, take over Randland. He's like, if four of the clans... Yeah, that's his plan, yeah. If 4 of the clans could achieve this, I already have 6, and I'm expecting 11, so... Yeah, and Moraine is like, that is the worst possible thing that you could do. And I'm like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's also... I think Moraine's wrong.
Really?
Yeah. I think Rand's right here. I think that if he tried to come back and conquer without a show of force... then no one would listen to him and they would fight back against the Dragon Reborn. I think that knowing how feared the Dragon Reborn is, if his goal is to conquer, then he has to do that with force. He won't be able to do it with kind words and a show of power.
So, I think Moraine is right in this instance where, like, and it's, from Moraine's lived experience. She's a blue and it's all about influence and not like spies, but like diplomacy, where it's like, hey, look, these are the prophecies, this is the dude, like, you should back him up so that when he gets here, you have good graces with this guy, because he's coming no matter what.
But the prophecies are believed by certain people, but a good majority of people think that the Dragon Reborn is as evil as a Forsaken.
Yes, and but so all know that he is the one destined to fight the Dark One at the last. Like, that is, like, very common knowledge.
But they don't know that he's destined to fight him, right? A lot of people think that he's going to fight with the Dark One at Tarmangaden and the world. A lot of people in this world think that the Dragon Reborn is going to help the Dark One end the world, right? That's what they believe. And so you can't, there are too many ingrained ideas of who the Dragon Reborn is that are negative, you're not going to be able to acquiesce with diplomacy, and certainly not quickly, right? Like, the version that you're talking about is a very slow process of convincing people to change their mind about a man who can channel not going mad.
There's a bunch of world like heads of state, I don't know what the heck you call them, in this world. And their countries, their borders, their land is already crumbling and falling apart. If Moraine is like, hey, he's coming no matter what, you're going to want to be on his side. Like, I don't know. If I was like...
Which countries, though?
If I was in, like...
the biggest countries...
Kyrian, I'd be like, yeah, let's side with that guy.
They're already at war in Kyrian, though.
Yeah, exactly. They're falling apart.
But they're at war with Andor in Kyrian.
Yeah. So they're gonna want allies. They're gonna want Rand. Gonna want to be on Rand's side.
There is no power structure in Kyrian, right? There's no power structure there. The power structures are Tyr, which Rand already controls, and Andor, which is controlled by Revan. And Ilion is controlled by Samael. Like, there aren't a lot of countries that they're going to go be diplomatic to. And basically the entire West Coast is controlled by the White Cloaks, who are not going to follow Rand.
But they don't know...
half of Randland right now is either under Forsaken control or under... And they know this already. They know where...
Jason Trainer, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you so much for that super chat.
Smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it. Let's go.
Kyrian isn't going to side with the Aiel. Like there are too many ingrained hatreds toward him in Randland. He's going to have to fight his way through.
And fighting is going to cost lives, whereas they could be spared.
I think Andor is literally controlled by an evil...
They don't know that.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they literally do.
No.
Yeah, they do.
Alien, they know about. And Moraine knows about
And
Samael.
Lanfear straight up tells Rand about Raven in the next chapter. Or 2 chapters from now.
No.
Yeah, she tells Rand that Morghese is under the control of Raven.
Of Raven? No,
yeah,
but she says that, like...
And then when Rand goes to bed, he's thinking about it, and he's like, Elaine's gonna be pissed at me that I'm not going to go save his mom, but I can't do that right now.
Oh, I guess. But, like,
She literally tells Rand.
But he doesn't know that when he's made this plan.
Sure, but he knows that Samael is an Ilion. He knows that the White Cloaks aren't gonna go for him. Like,
Moraine also believes, though, that, like, Moraine also believes that she has the backing of the White Tower and her spy network to achieve this, right?
But Rand doesn't trust the White Tower.
Uh-huh.
So he's not going to factor that into his plan. He doesn't trust them. He thinks that they are not good for him, right?
The problem is that, like there are a lot of people who, like, if you show up with force, will fight back with force. Where if you show up with, like, talks and, like, an offering, they will listen for even 5 minutes.
That is historically not true.
What do you mean?
People
negotiate all the time.
I would argue historically that is not how nations treat each other very well. Especially when it comes to one nation coming in and being like, you're going to do what I tell you to do.
Well, okay. If someone came in and was like, look, the world is literally going to end. We know this.
And they go, yeah, you're the one who's going to end it. And
he's like, no, I am going to fight the Dark One and save us all.
Why would they trust him? They don't know him.
Who else are you going to trust? If the world is going to end...
Yourself.
No.
This is my whole point.
No. If the world is going to end and you have an option or no options, you take the option.
But why are you believing that the world's going to end in the first place?
Because the prophecies say it. The last battle is...
Clarus, are you telling me that every time a prophecy on Earth tells you that the world is going to end, you follow whoever made that prophecy?
Not in our world, because prophecies don't exist, but everyone knows about the last battle.
Why would they believe that that is real, though?
Because
why would they believe that is real?
And
what other stuff?
What do you mean? The breaking of the world?
There was no prophecy for the breaking of the world. The world broke.
How do you know?
But how would they know? This is my point.
No, but if they believe, if you have
the world didn't end in 2012. It also didn't end in Y2K.
No, but like that is the real world and not a magical world where there are actual prophecies that do come to fruition that people know about.
You are bringing the information that you have as someone reading this from the outside and not looking at it as like a king in Ilion doesn't give a crap about the reality of those prophecies, right? I think that if Rand showed up and was like, I am the Dragon Reborn, they'd be like, okay, cool. You're a man who can channel. You're going to go crazy and kill us all. We need to kill you. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Eric is literally like, what about climate change on Earth? Exactly.
And a bunch of people tried to band together to do something about it, and unfortunately, not everybody was on board.
That is literally my point.
But
some people will follow Rand.
But, like, it's not like the United States decided, like, climate change. We're gonna invade and murder people to get you on board to stop climate change.
Methany, thank you so much for that super chat. Look at the scheming High Lords in Tyr for an example of how leaders might treat Rand. He doesn't even have all of Tyr on his side.
Yeah, and you're never going to.
So you need an army, is the point. Not everyone's gonna follow him. There are 9 Forsaken that he has to go kill.
He has an army. But, like, I just think, like, marching them straight through and, like...
But if he leaves them behind, he doesn't have an army.
No, I mean that, like, you don't just, like, march through and conquer. You go and, like, you come in and you request diplomacy.
That's not how that works.
No, yeah,
If you show up with an army, you are met with an army.
No. If you send messengers that are like, Rand is coming, he wants to chat, I'm sure they'd rather talk to him than be taken over by Aiel. They're all freaking terrified of the Aiel. They're
For
like
good
the best
reason.
warriors.
They're a good army. Titans, thank you for joining the Nargs.
Thank you for that 6 months.
Claris, climate change is actually destroying our world, and our world leaders basically do nothing. For once, you're too naive on this one.
I don't think I am. I
he
think
needs
that,
to conquer. He cannot just walk in and be like, I would like for you to follow me because I'm the Dragon Reborn.
All right, so murder is your option.
It's not murder, it's war.
That is synonymous.
It is not.
It's people. War is people murdering one another.
It is people killing one another. Murder is a very specific kind of killing. It is. Rand is literally going to have to fight countries because they are being run by, like, the devil's right hand.
All right.
Like, that's the reality of the world they live in. Rand is not going to be diplomatic with Ilion or Andor, the two biggest countries in Randland. They're both, like, the two largest nations in Randland are both being run by the most evil people on the planet. He has to bring an army. He has to go to war. And yeah, sure. Is Shinar going to follow him? Probably. Is Kyrian going to end up following him? Yeah. Is Tyr going to follow him? Yeah. I think wherever Belthamine or whatever her name is from, Berlane, wherever that place is going to follow him. But, like, he's still going to have to fight a war. It's the last battle. He's headed towards the last battle, not the last chat with the Dark One. They're not going to high tea and going to sit around eating little cakes talking about...
But I'm not talking about the Dark One. I'm talking about the humans that are.
I know,
like...
but they literally they're currently following the Dark One. Like, he's going to have to go fight them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think that he's gonna, like, go convince Raven to be a good person?
No, I'm not talking about the Forsaken.
But the Forsaken run these countries.
2 of them.
The 2 big ones. And the White Cloaks run 2 of the other ones. Like,
they don't run any of them.
Yeah, they do. They run Amadicia, and they've taken over...
I mean, they're kind of running rampant, but they don't have, like, a position... Like, they're not in charge as, like, a leader of.
I mean, sure. In the same way that BP Oil isn't in charge of the United States of America. Like,
wow.
Sure. Zedorok, thank you for joining
Thank you for becoming an ARG.
Dusty Wheel, what's up, my friend?
Hi, Dusty Wheel. How are you doing?
It is crazy that we're on book 5.
All right, I think we spent 20 minutes arguing about that, so...
I think that was our best debate yet. I think we both make good points. I just think that you're wrong. And you think that I'm wrong, and that's okay. What's up, Dusty Wheel? How you doing? We're currently debating whether or not Rand will have to go to war in order to conquer Randland, or if everyone would just politely listen to him and do what he says.
That is not. We're talking about whether or not we agree with Rand's plan about walking in with show of force, or Moraine's more diplomatic approach.
Moraine's diplomatic approach, which isn't possible.
Uh-huh.
Moraine is also the character that literally burned Forsaken to a crisp with an illegal magic. So for her to be all high and mighty about not fighting...
She literally was like, sometimes the rules have to be broken. It's also a Forsaken. It's not like a farmer and his crops.
I know, but the Forsaken run like half the country. And we don't even know where all the Forsaken are.
Sure.
They're probably more
kingdoms. So kill
kingdoms.
Every farmer just in case they're a Forsaken.
Don't kill the farmers. Fight the armies. Go conquer. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Matt gets laid. End of chapter. No, Matt is apparently as good at throwing knives blindfolded as he is at rolling dice. I don't really understand how those things correlate.
I have no idea.
But no one wants to play with him anymore because he always wins.
Honestly, I wouldn't play with him either, though. Also, Rand cannot feel Asmodean channel, which I think is very interesting.
What?
Rand. You know how the women...
He can.
No. He can't. He's like, I feel nothing when Asmodean channels. Yeah, that was like a specific point. He's like, and it's very strange. It stuck out to me. He doesn't feel anything from Asmodean, which is strange. Because, like, you know, the women can see the glow and can feel when a woman is channeling.
Mm-hmm.
But Rand is like, I can't feel anything from Asmodean.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, there was a line about it. It was the first thing I wrote down about chapter 3.
Yeah, no, I think he can.
No. Let's see. We'll see what chat says.
I mean, but Karn says he can. He does not see his weaves. Oh, okay. I wonder if it's because of the inverting thing that he was talking about. I don't think that's all men who can channel. I have a feeling that's because of whatever the inverting thing that they talked about is then.
I guess. I just, like, I literally, like, wrote it down because I was like, that's so strange.
Rand says he feels almost nothing. So I think that that's the shield that Lanfear put on him.
Yeah.
But I think he can feel, like, he still knows when Jason Natil's, or Asmodean is channeling. But I think that it's, like, muted, or, like, you know, it's like when you put the mute in the trumpet, and it's, like, less. You know?
I guess. All right. I guess.
Also, have you guys ever seen a mute for a tuba?
No.
Oh my god, the mute for the tuba is like, it's Google it. It's so big. It is the largest butt plug you've ever seen in your life.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to
He can
Google
feel it, but men don't glow. Hot. I don't know why that's hot.
That was what I wrote down.
One of the Shido sees Matt, and she's like, God, you know what? He's so hot. I'm gonna go boink him.
Yeah.
And she does.
Melindra, get it.
Job well done.
Get it. Also, Matt calls Rand Luce Theron, and he responds to it.
Yeah. Matt also, like, full on just, like, doesn't realize when he's not talking in the right language.
Yeah.
Which I find very strange. Like, when I'm speaking French,
like,
I know I'm speaking French.
Yeah.
I'm never like, did I just speak in French?
Yeah.
Because I can, like, hear myself.
Yeah, no, Matt does not have any self-awareness, but he gets his dick wet, so good for you, Matt.
He does. And you know what? Good for him.
Yeah. There's not a lot of, like, happiness in this world, especially, you know, with the Forsaken running around, so...
I did like that Matt, before, he was like, she's like, hey, do you want to go boink? And he's like, does the 9 moons mean anything to you? No? Okay, yes,
no?
then I do.
Okay, we're good,
Then I do.
She's like, no, but I can tell you the things I like to do in the moonlight.
So Rand heads home, and we find out that Rand has been adopted by the Maidens of the Spear.
Yeah.
And
he's the first man to ever be able to, like...
go into their house.
Well, no, not go into their house, but live with them, under their roof.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
No, I think literally he's the first man to be allowed to go, other than Gaishan, obviously.
No, you need permission. Like, anyone who comes in needs permission, right? Like...
I don't think so. I think that the other, because even the other clan chiefs have to wait outside on, like, the balcony, and he has to go meet them on the balcony.
I guess.
I don't think they're allowed inside.
Dragon Snacks, thank you.
Dragon Snacks!
To the Nerd Table.
Thank you for joining the nerd. I love your name.
Yeah, so the maidens have literally adopted him.
Yeah,
and,
it's so cute. And he's like, he just wants to go to bed. And all the ladies are like, have you eaten? Are you cool enough?
Do you need a
drink?
drink?
Did you wear the right clothes?
I know. He's like, they like to mother me, but at least they don't mother me often in front of other people.
Ah oui, je peux parler français. Bonjour. Comment ça va?
Same.
So he gets up to his room, and he's finally, you know, he's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Guys, I'm good.
Guys, I'm good.
So he goes in there, and Avienda just, like, walks in. He's like, oh my god.
It's like, can you knock at least? God damn.
And he's like, I haven't seen you in, like, 10 days, girl.
Yeah, how you doing?
What's up? It's been a minute. How are you? And she's like, I hate you. You suck. Choke on these nuts, Rand. And he's like, God damn it, what did I do? And she's like, you belong to Elaine. And he's like, I don't. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, and then Isendra shows up.
So, does Avienda internally know that she's in love with Rand yet? Is that why she's so mad? Or does she not know, and that's why she's mad at Rand?
No, she knows, especially because, like, Egwene saw her dreams kind of by accident, where she's being chased by a giant Rand, naked, only wearing the bracelet. I was like, this is a weird dream. She knows.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that is so strange.
And Egwene just watching her, like, run nude from Rand.
She's like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to go into Avienda's dreams again.
Fair. You know what? Fair. I actually really like MJ Daniel brings up a point. He is the only child of a maiden to return to them.
Oh, yeah.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way, but that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. He's like, he says, you know, that the maidens have my back, or they have my something, whatever.
The maidens hold his honor.
Hold it, yeah. And they are, like, so proud.
Yeah.
They're like, hell yeah, we do. And they moved in here because he moved in there.
Yeah.
It's like, I love it.
I also love that he doesn't want them on his floor. And so every time more maidens move in, he has to move up a floor.
Yeah. He's like, I need some privacy. Other thing is, Avienda 100% knows, because she went through the, like, rings in Ruidian, right? And the rings show you, like, all of your future possibilities.
But you can't remember them.
What do you mean you can't remember them?
Like, that's what, because we learned that from Moiraine's POV, is that when you go through the rings, you're shown so many possible futures of yourself.
No, Moiraine
that
literally...
they jumble together, and you can't really remember the future. You can't remember, like, the whys and hows or how things connect.
No, but I'm sure she remembers that in a lot of these futures she's with Rand. Because Moiraine literally is like, I will not share his bed because I saw that in a future and it doesn't end well.
Yeah, but she can't remember how she got to the point where she was in his bed, and she can't remember what happened afterwards that ended poorly, right? And that's what she says is like, because she says, I wish I could remember, like, the details around it, because all I remember is that I shared his bed in one version of my future, and it was bad.
Rantamore, welcome to
Rantamore, thank you back. Welcome back. And so it's important. Like, I think it's important to remember that, like, you see all of these versions of the future, but they don't have this, like,
being with Rand. I'm sure she would remember that, because I'm sure
she's probably with him in almost all of them. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she definitely knows that there's stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sender shows up, and she is forced to serve the maidens naked, except for the jewelry that she tried to steal that, Lanfear planted.
Yeah.
But she's tried to sneak in. She's tried to sleep with Rand 7 times.
But I also like that Rand is like 7.
He's like, really? I don't remember any of this.
7? Really?
7? Are you sure?
And she hasn't succeeded once?
Yeah, she's like, it's your fault. You must be leading her on. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep trying, because we punish her severely every time.
Why do you think she keeps trying?
Why?
Yeah.
Because she's hoping to get out of, like, servitude? Like, she does not understand how the Aiel work.
I guess for me it's kind of like, what...
Dusty.
After, like, the 5th time, you'd think it'd be like, maybe I won't do that.
You would think. Dusty, thank you so much
Dusty
for
Wheel.
that super duper chat. I mean, Shadow Rising is fully... The VODs are there.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed your Shadow Rising sessions. That being said, is the Wheel of Time getting better plateauing or diminishing as a fantasy story?
We both said that the last book was our favorite so far.
Shadow Rising
definitely
felt like a plateau.
A plateau?
In terms of, like, quality. Like I felt like Shadow Rising just, like, held very consistently. It didn't feel like it got better as it went. It didn't feel like it got worse. It just was like...
Oh, but from
beginning
book.
to end, I felt... Yeah, but it's the highest plateau we've hit so far.
Yeah.
I don't know yet with this book, honestly. The first 9 chapters are not my favorite in the series so far.
Yeah, it was a lot.
The beginning of this book is a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of names that I'm not going to remember. So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Shadow Rising was definitely a high point. It's one of my favorite fantasy novels I've ever read.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the peak. We had a lot of fun talking about it.
The end of the Shadow Rising is just incredible, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely put it in, like, up there with, like, the Two Towers and...
Do you think maybe Isendra is being not compelled, but influenced by Lanfear? Or maybe even compelled.
No, because Lanfear would be absolutely... pissed.
No. But do you think like Lanfear is almost like testing the waters, right? Because she knows that, like, he likes Elaine. I don't think she would do that. You don't think so? I think that is very sneaky. Would, like, see, like, would show
purpose,
up.
Though?
If they get into bed together, Lanfear would show up and be like, I see.
But for what purpose?
She's like very manipulative and kind of obsessive. I think it would give her an excuse
to do what?
I give him a spanking? I don't know. Like, no, I'm serious. Lanfear is a little too...
I don't know, to give him a spanking? I don't know.
I don't know.
I hear what you're saying, but
I'm just saying. Lanfear manipulated her before. I don't see, like, why it wouldn't be possible now.
I don't really get why she would, like, want Ascender to be nude around Rand. I feel like that just isn't, like, if anything, I think she would want Ascender away from Rand.
No, but Lanfear even says in earlier books, like you know, like, those people can, like, borrow you, but, like, you're mine permanently.
His time. I don't think, like, his dick. I think that, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't think she wants to share that.
I don't know. I could see Lanfear having some weird, crazy, twisted reason for it.
And maybe, I don't really buy it. I think that would be a very strange, I think it would be a strange motivation. For her to be like, you have to go try and have sex with my man.
Like you said, like, Isendra is
look,
like...
If Lanfear is into polyamory, that's fine. Like, if she wants to share, it's not your custom. But, like, forcing another woman to go naked into your man's room when you're a jealous woman just doesn't... I don't know. It just doesn't seem like her to me.
It's either that or, like, Isendra thinks that, like, sleeping with Rand will, like, get her in his good graces and that he has some kind of influence over her punishment.
Oh, I think it's 100% that. I think Ascender's worried about dying. I think Ascender's literally scared that she's going to die. Because... And so she's, like, trying to find a way to have power,
Or
right?
she's really horny. And it's like, no one else
Or she just likes getting spanked.
I guess.
Maybe she enjoys being punished. Maybe she's, you know... Maybe that's the whole thing. Anyway.
That's the smut corner.
So, no, the next thing is the smut corner because Rand spends the night... Because he can block people out of his dreams now, he spends the night having lovely dreams about 3 women.
Yes. Yes.
Including teaching Avienda how to swim, which... Sounds hot. Chapter 5. Among the Wise Ones. Egwene is in her tent, and Guy Shan appears and is like, yo, the Wise Ones need you. And she's like, all right, let's go.
They get mad at her for, like, delaying, but, like, she didn't really delay that long. And I'm like, what?
But also she's like, I know how to get there, but I'm going to follow him. And she's like, maybe I should start running. But no, I'm gonna go at the Guy Shan speak because I don't want to, like, be rude.
Yeah.
And then when she gets there, they're like, "Well, you took your time," and she's like,
"What?
I didn't really." She didn't even, like, get dressed. Like, she literally threw on a robe and walked there.
She has an interesting conversation though with the Guy Shan, who is like, she's like, "What's your?"
Corwin.
Yeah. She's like, "What's your clan?" She's like, "I am Guy Shan," and you're like, "Oh no, okay."
They take it seriously.
Yeah, she's definitely been in servitude for a very long time. She's like, when is your thing up? She's like...
I don't think this is going to be a stream shirt for me in the future.
Why?
Look at these pit stains. That's pretty gnarly.
I'm sorry.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Just showing them off.
It's not a good stream shirt. It's also... yeah.
It's a good shirt though.
I love it. Max Rebo and Droopy McCool reunion tour. Live from Anaheim 2022. Okay, so...
Dakuna, I also did not love Egwene in this section of the book either.
I don't really like Egwene anymore.
Yeah.
There's not much about Egwene that I find... Elaine I find interesting. I'm very curious to see where her story goes.
No, I'm mad at Elaine.
I don't find Egwene very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about her story very much. Mm-hmm. Partially because they keep talking about her learning how to dream walk, but we're not privy to it. It's always like talking about it instead of showing us her doing it.
Yeah.
And so I don't really... We do have an air conditioner now, but we don't turn it on while we stream.
It's loud.
It's very loud.
Yeah.
So we got the room as cold as we could before stream started, and then...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Egwene, I don't know. I don't...
Black t-shirts only.
Black t-shirts,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I don't care. And I wish that I cared more about Egwene's story. Everyone else, she's like the least interesting character to me right now.
Right now, yeah.
As opposed to like Avienda, who I find like so utterly fascinating, or literally any of the Aiel, or I like Elaine a lot.
Elaine pissed me off. Elaine fell out of my good graces in this
We'll
section.
Get to it.
But yeah, she goes to the tent and Avienda's there, and Avienda's apparently like told the Wise Ones she lied, so they would like punish her about her own affairs, I guess.
I don't know what she lied about though.
I think she was maybe lying to Rand.
About what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but she's been spanked hard.
Yeah.
Hard enough that I guess she has marks. So. Yeah. Egwene,
or switched, whatever.
Canonically looking at her butt.
Canonically, I love it. Yeah, and then they tell Egwene she has to like find her way into other people's dreams, and that's kind of the chapter.
No, Moiraine is there trying to convince the Wise Ones to help her with Rand, and they're like, nah, we follow Rand. We're not here to like do your bidding.
Fair, yeah. They think that they're a fighting people, so they're on Rand's side.
Yeah, and so Egwene and Avienda have to do 50 laps of the camp in the middle of the night, naked, while they're freezing, which is how you get pneumonia and die. So I don't really agree with this strategy.
Doesn't seem very smart. Yeah.
But they do it, and I really liked the end of the chapter is awesome to me because Robert Jordan having this moment where Avienda's like, you may say you don't understand Giotto, but you do it.
Yeah.
And you kind of get it, right?
You follow
and I was really into that.
And also Avi like asks, you know, do you think that Elaine would ever maybe, you know, be like a sister wife? Or, she doesn't say that exactly.
Yes, I believe that. Yes.
Yes.
And even Grain's like, no, maybe for a really close friend.
Yeah. No, but maybe if they were like really close. Mm-hmm. They also do ask Avienda. They're like, Egwene, do you think Rand would share a room with Avienda? And she's like,
oh right, the whole room situation.
What?
Egwene flips.
I don't understand why they are asking this of Avienda.
No idea.
Makes
no sense.
Honestly, no clue.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. We'll find later, because I literally don't get it. Magic can heal pneumonia? Fair.
Yeah.
You know what? Fair.
Chapter 6?
We're about to spend 20 minutes talking about Balefire.
Yeah.
So, chapter 6, Rand wakes up, something feels off, and he feels something coming. And he's like, if I go downstairs, I'm going to have to fight it.
Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it's
gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna go up to the top floor and I'm gonna fight them in this grand hall.
Yeah, Lan is like, you pick your settings. And he's like, you know what? Good call.
And so 3 puppies show up. And they're super cute. Oh my gosh. They're all super famous on TikTok.
Horse-sized puppies.
All super famous on TikTok. And Rand kills them with his sword. And they're like, that's not good enough.
I'm back.
And so Rand kills them with Balefire.
Yes.
Moiraine shows up and is like, whoa. Why'd you do that? And Rand's like, give me 1 sec, I gotta go do something. So he runs across town and wakes up everybody, and they follow him across town, and he goes to Matt's room.
He doesn't go wake up everybody.
Everybody wakes up as he's running through the house. Everyone wakes up to the sound of his boots.
Yeah.
And so
he doesn't go around waking people up.
He does by making noise as he's running. And so as he's running around, people wake up and start following him.
Yeah, and Moiraine shows up and is like, what happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so everyone is running around behind Rand in their underwear.
Yeah.
In the middle of the freezing cold.
Basically.
Which is hilarious. Mm-hmm. But Rand's like, oh, they're after Matt next. So he goes and he balefires the dogs that are at Matt's place.
Yeah.
And then this is where shit gets fucking, like, literally nuts. Because this almost broke me, guys. I'm not going to lie. As much as I said there's not a lot in this first section, this almost ruined my brain. Because Moiraine explains that if you use Balefire, it doesn't just destroy what it touches, but it goes back in time and destroys that thing retroactively in time to the degree to which the Balefire is strong.
Yes.
What the actual fuck does that mean? This is like the craziest thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. I love it. I was here for it. You came into the room and you're like, okay, so you're telling me, and I was like, yeah.
This is like when I watched Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie, and I was sitting there being like,
yeah,
this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, It is timey-wimey stuff. I was fully like on board for the Doctor Who-ness of it. I thought it was super cool, but yeah, it is nuts. It is
full on nuts.
Like next level, deletes it from the pattern, and that's crazy because it's forbidden because A, it can do so much damage, and B, it's like incredibly difficult to control. So you know that Rand is going to use it and have to deal with some kind of consequences.
But so in this case, a dog bit through the door and got its saliva on Matt. Then Rand hit it with Balefire, erasing it back in time a little bit so that less saliva got on Matt, which means that Moiraine was able to heal him because there wasn't that much saliva on Matt, because some of the saliva that had been on Matt was never on Matt because Rand used Balefire, which means that Balefire in every single instance is a paradox.
Yeah. That's why it can destroy cities.
That is
Rand, thank you for the super chat.
I don't even know what that means.
You'll get there.
Because now I want to go back and read the Rand versus Baalzamon fight, because then Moiraine used Balefire, and did that erase part of the fight between, like, were there parts of the fight between Rand and Baalzamon that never happened? Because the Balefire hit him after the fight, but then...
No, because here's the thing, like, Moiraine is not as strong, and also studied how to use it, and so I feel like Moiraine at least had some semblance of control, like, maybe he only disappeared, like, a couple seconds back, right? Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Yeah, it literally broke my brain. Like, reading, because I came upstairs to talk to her because I read it, like, 4 times, and I literally was in the doorway of our bedroom being like, babe, so... If you use Balefire, but those things still had to happen to lead to the moment where you use Balefire.
Yeah. That's why it ruins the pattern.
But if the things happened leading to you using Balefire. But here's the problem, right? Say Rand uses the Balefire strong enough to erase those dogs by like a day. Then did Rand ever use Balefire? Because the dogs never got there for him to use Balefire, so what happens? It's a paradox. See, this is the problem. Exactly. It's paradoxical.
That is exactly why it's so dangerous. Because it literally unravels the pattern. And that is, like, horribly detrimental, which is why cities were torn apart by it. Yes.
But it does,
yes. Okay. Whatever you're going to say, yes.
Okay, but here's the problem with that. If you only have to go back like 5 minutes, because the dogs wouldn't have been there when he used Balefire anymore.
But they
so
were.
Why did he use Balefire?
Because the dogs were there.
But they weren't there because he used Balefire, and they're not there anymore.
But that's the problem. It is apparent. Like, it doesn't... That's why it breaks reality.
I know, but if it breaks reality...
It cannot work.
Then things can't exist.
Things, yes, they cannot exist, but they do and they have. And that's why the pattern, like, it starts to unravel.
Only the dog side was burned back. But if the dog side is burned back, then the dog wasn't there to be burned for the thread to be burned back. And so the thread can never have existed. Because it doesn't exist in the moment when it ends. Right?
Yes.
So how does it work?
Yes.
Guys, I'm telling you, this was my whole night last night. I laid in bed trying to think about this, and I literally could not put this together in my brain. Every magic user in this world has access to an ability that fundamentally breaks reality.
Okay, well, not every magic user. There's a reason that no one knows how to do it, and
you
it's
don't
forbidden.
need an Ongrail to do it. You just need to know how to do it.
Yeah, and then but like nobody knows how to do it.
The world should cease to exist.
Why? There's literally like because 2 people who know how to use it.
No. But back in the time of the Age of Legends, everyone knew how to do this.
Brian, thank you for that.
Balefire mega damage, especially the nerdy's brain. Yes.
And that is why cities literally fell apart.
That would destroy like the fabric of reality.
Yes, that's why it's so dangerous.
That's
why it is forbidden.
Guys, I literally can't.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where it's
I literally can't with this.
Good that it got forgotten.
I read it and I was like, this is it. This is the end of me.
F's in chat for nerdy, please.
The world almost did cease. Yeah, but it didn't cease because of Balefire. It ceased because of like the breaking. Unless the breaking was Balefire?
There's the breaking and then there's whatever happened before the breaking. Who knows?
Can you use Balefire strong enough to erase Lanfear far enough back that she never opened the Dark One's prison?
No, but the prison would still be open whether or not like.
No, Lanfear it wouldn't because she didn't do it.
But she did do it. It's both.
She can't have done it because she wasn't there to do it. If you erase her back in time. Then okay,
but Moiraine explains it. Moiraine explains it because the events that happened still happened.
No, they didn't because otherwise Matt would have all the saliva on his arm.
Why?
No, because the saliva isn't on Matt's arm. Therefore,
but it is on his arm. That's why he's burning.
No, but
it's like half there and half not there.
No, because only the first drop of saliva is on his arm because the dog was.
There's no drop. Because,
yes, there is.
No, the hole in the door is not there.
Yes, there is. There's a little hole, and there's a little bit of saliva on him, but not all of the saliva that was on him. That's what they say. They say that the saliva, only a little bit of the saliva gets on Matt because the majority of the saliva happened in the time period when the dogs didn't exist anymore, which means that if you could balefire Lanfear strong enough, you could, hypothetically, remove her from the pattern so far back that the Dark One is never released, and therefore the breaking never happens. You just have to use, like, the best balefire of all time.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it.
Do you remember Time Turners?
So much. Yeah, but Time Turners do change the present. This doesn't change the present.
Which is why the pattern gets so messed up.
It's so paradoxical.
It is messed up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so paradoxical, and I don't know what to do about it.
Exactly. So Fudgy, like, if you took Lanfear out of the weave of the pattern, that would go so far back the entire thing would break apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would reform in a better world where the Dark One was never released.
You don't know that. The pattern would literally there would be another breaking. Maybe the breaking was Balefire.
Why would it be Balefire?
Because it rips the world apart. Anyways,
so this is Nerdy's last book.
Matt.
This is actually my last week. Clarice will be joined next week by her new husband, who is more handsome, smarter, and funnier than I am.
It's Emilia Clarke.
Yeah,
so stay tuned.
It's Emilia Clarke. Big Wheel of Time fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
she's going to be playing Lanfear in the upcoming season of Wheel of Time.
Shut up. Do not get me going like that. Matt's necklace protects him from channeling.
Yeah, we finally found out what the Fox of Medallions for.
Very
Literally very cool. And Rand is like, do not take that away from him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, that's
Moraine
his.
is like, but the tower can stand. Nope.
And this is where Moraine makes the promise to, like, do whatever Rand says.
She's like desperate.
As long as he will, like, listen to her.
Here's the thing. Rand can now use Balefire. Like, she is desperate. She's like, please, I have worked my entire life for this. I will throw myself at your feet to prevent the world from dying. Like, she's like, she doesn't care about herself anymore at this point. She's like, whatever I have to do.
Whoa.
What?
Brian Hoaxma says that, fun fact, Lews Therin killed himself with Balefire.
Is that a spoiler?
Wait a second. Was it strong enough that he removed himself from the timeline?
He made himself into a mountain.
I can't. Let's move on. I cannot keep going over. Guys, my brain is shattered. I feel like I am in the middle of the Doctor Strange movie when they're in the planet that splits them into spaghetti.
So the Darkhounds go and spy on Asmodean, but they do not attack him, which is very interesting. And Rand erases...
They can't get through Rand
erases the trail.
They can't... the dogs can't get through the ward that he put around the room.
Okay, apparently that's wrong.
No, he didn't. Cool.
Yeah. I was like that. He turned himself into a mountain.
The puppies can't get through the ward that Rand placed around the room that would, like, burn them alive if they tried to get to Asmodean.
Because I guess they are made of. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, he's warded that room so that no one can get in, right? When he's not there.
No, it's anyone who can channel, any men who can channel. So Asmodean can't get out.
Oh, I think there are other wards though. He put up. I think that was the ward he. I think that was the ward he's to stop people getting out. But I think he also has wards to stop people getting in because he puts them on his room as well.
Oh, I thought those were like the dream wards.
I don't know.
Anyways, Rand is talking like Lews Therin. Chapter 7. The Aiel leave.
The Aiel leave.
Basically what I wrote. The Shaido have decided that they are going to...
Oh, no. You skipped over it. Lanfear shows up.
Oh, yes.
Lanfear shows up and is like, hey, Morghese, under Raven's control. I was going to help you with this, but, like, I couldn't. Also, what do you have behind the wall there?
You have those... You're thinking about what I said. Okay.
Rand straight up has a prison vault.
Prison vault.
Yeah, it's when you dig a brick out of the wall and you hide stuff behind it.
Oh.
Like he literally like a prison vault. Maybe that's not the term for it, but I've always called them prison vaults. Yeah, he literally has this like hidden compartment in his room where he hides these the sa'angreals. Mm-hmm. Or no, the terangreals that connect to the sa'angreals.
Yes, yeah, they're like the connectors to the most powerful.
Yeah. And this is this is Rand going full on Lews Therin Telamon because he's like, Mirren, you were always too ambitious. I fell out of love with you before Elena.
Ooh, sick burn.
Suck a duck, girl.
Yeah.
And Lanfear's like, ow. That was unnecessarily mean.
Ouch.
Oh
my God.
And Lanfear's now upset that he wards his dreams because she wants to pop in and make sure he's not doing the hanky-panky, turning all the way around and bending over for any of the other girls in those dreams. You know, she wants to make sure he's not getting pegged by anyone but her.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, what?
So Matt says someone asked RJ the question. This was his answer. So the question was, if I open a gateway in front of me, and that I open behind me, and I balefire myself, what would happen? And Robert Jordan says, "You're entirely too obsessed and have far too much time." Wow.
You need to get some sort of life. I suggest you go have an intense love affair. Doesn't matter with who, be it man, woman, or German shepherd.
Oh wow. Okay, RJ, bestiality confirmed. That's the.
I want to be very clear, Robert Jordan.
No.
I like your writing. I don't support bestiality. So
yes,
don't.
we're gonna say
say big nope to bestiality, but
to that
sure.
one. But yeah, we find out that the Shido are gonna go start a war, and Rand is like, I'm gonna get there first, and so everybody packs up and leaves.
Yeah. Anela shows up, and Lanfear opens a gateway. We didn't talk about the fact that Rand opens a gateway in front of Moiraine. And Moiraine is like, what?
So what's that?
What the hell is happening? And he's like, don't worry about it. And he just leaves. And she's like,
Cool.
Where did he learn to do that?
Cool. Yeah.
Where did he learn to do that? Why is my voice so high?
Moiraine is definitely going to find out about Asmodean.
James said, thank you so much for the super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you again for book club. Thank you for
book club. It is
club.
our pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if someone used balefire on Bella, then the world would cease to exist, right?
No, nothing would happen.
Bella's the creator.
She'd be fine.
Bella's like...
They'd be like, what? Why is this horse immune? And,
to balefire?
Yeah. I do appreciate that they made sure that Swan is still on Bella. Bella still is good.
Yeah, she's doing her thing. Are we gonna...
All right, chapter 8. Or no, oh my god, we still have 3 chapters. 7.
I mean, 7 is the Aiel leave, literally.
Is there anything important in here?
I mean, apparently the Ogier...
Egwene teases Avienda a little bit about Rand, and Avienda's like,
stop that. The Ogier are summoned to come rebuild Meridian, which is very cool.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
Oh, and Rand is like, want to see a cool trick? And the water comes into the fountain.
Yeah, because there's the underground lake. So he's like, I guess creates...
That was very fun.
Something, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Moiraine is like, yo. And Lan is like, yo, you good? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I don't like this, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Lan is still best boy. Yeah, there's not much in that chapter, so.
Yeah. Oh, except we do learn that Moiraine won't sleep with Rand.
Yeah. We did find that out, which is good. It's for the best. We finally change perspectives. We get some Elaine Nynaeve, who are pretending to be dye merchants, traveling in their caravans.
The Panarch of Tenchiko gave them money and jewels to leave because she needed them gone.
Like, please get the hell out of here. I never want to see you again. Yeah.
She's like,
she is mad.
She worked in that kitchen for like 3 days, and she was like, I hate this so much.
Yeah.
Leave my city. I want to talk about things that aren't in the next 2 chapters before we talk about things that are. Really quickly.
Okay.
Why do we not find out no mention of a Guianan? They don't bring her up once.
Yeah. I know.
And I kept waiting for them to acknowledge.
I thought, they would say something.
Yeah, I thought we would get some reference to their feelings about her or just anything.
I feel like a Guianan is getting down with Bale Dolman.
Oh, sure, they're on a boat dropping the manacles in the middle of the ocean, right? Like we know what they're doing, but I don't know. I was a little disappointed that this character who felt like she was becoming so important to these characters wasn't mentioned in these chapters. That's all.
Yeah.
That was the only.
Yeah, I agree. I was waiting for a Guianan.
Nynaeve and Elena are playing Dice Damar.
Yeah, so some white cloaks show up and they're like, "Who are you?" She's like, "Oh, we're just dye merchants. Oh ho ho." And then that's fine. Then the white cloaks leave.
Yeah, I actually really appreciated this because I feel like a lot of times when the White Cloaks are written in this series, they're
too suspicious for no reason, right? Like they have no reason. sure, they're like looking for potential Aes Sedai, but these like they have no reason. They don't have the like agelessness to them. They look like young girls. They're with like hired hands. Like
they have dyes with them. Like they're just. I appreciated having a scene with white cloaks where I was like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah, they have like better things to do. They don't need to interrogate one person for like 8 hours. So they're like, okay, fine, yeah.
There's nothing suspicious about this interaction.
There's no one has yellow eyes, yeah.
Yeah, and so I did kind of, I appreciated having that moment with the White Cloaks as opposed to previous moments where I've been like, you're overly suspicious.
Yeah.
And for no apparent reason. And the show did that too, where like the people on the show like meet people in the woods and are like, what are you doing here? And they're like, walking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I thought it was like...
Why is it so weird that we're here?
I thought it was very real.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a little aggressive, but not overly so.
Yeah. And I don't know, Elaine is sassy to them for some reason. Elaine pisses me off. Elaine was like, like, I was excited about Elaine. Elaine is flirting with Tom, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Why, Elaine? What the hell is wrong with... He's literally like 3 times your age.
And also used to bang your mom.
Yeah.
Like, it's so...
It's weird. Why
Elaine,
is Tom not doing it? Being like, absolutely not. It's super creepy, and Nynaeve is right to bring it up. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. There is absolutely no reason for it to be there, I don't think, and I hate it.
Yeah, I found it very strange that... Like, I could never flirt with anyone that my dad had sex with, or my mom had sex with.
I don't think I could flirt with anyone who was more than, like, twice my age. Even twice my age. Like, I don't know. I know that, like, Matt's into older women, but, like, this whole Elaine thing is...
No comment.
The Elaine thing is very weird and creepy, and I hate it, and I hate Tom in it as well. Because he's not really doing... Like, I don't get what the point of any of this is.
I think Tom is just kind of, like, not stopping it, but I don't think he's encouraging it. I don't think he's flirting back.
Sure, but he needs to stop it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I don't know. I think that he's trying to be there for her, and in doing so, he's, like, trying not to, like, make her uncomfortable, and so he's, like, kind of, like, letting her kind of do her thing, but not...
Yeah, no, I hate that.
It seems like he's just sitting there, and she's, like, leaning on him, and he's like, I'm just not gonna move.
No, I hate it.
But yeah, I don't know. It's really... Spoiled palace princess without a father had daddy issues. No, I get that, but
no, I hate it.
He had sex with her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom isn't encouraging it. He's just ignoring it.
Tom needs to say something. Tom needs to be like, you are being too familiar with me.
Yeah, but he's there working for her. Like, he's, like, under her in a way. Like, it's a weird power dynamic.
They have no problem. Tom has had no problem in the past speaking to Elaine like she is a child.
Yes. Yeah, but speaking to her like she's a child in this instance, I think would lead to a social interaction he doesn't want to have. Right? And I think that that's what this is about.
No,
I think that he's trying to avoid the issue, and in doing so, it looks like he's perpetuating it, but I don't think he is.
I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Tom says it's just a phase that'll pass. Yeah, exactly.
No, I hate all of it.
But
I hate it.
Constantine says, what was the age difference between Tom and Dana and Kyrian? Good point. She was a young girl. That's kind of his thing.
And that makes it fucking weirder. Yeah. That makes it worse. No, I don't like it. Anyway, so that happens, and then I love that Julian is sent to like go. No, Tom go gets like groceries, and he buys 3 hams, and Nynaeve is like unacceptable.
Well, before he leaves, she's like, please, for the love of God, buy vegetables and fruit.
To be fair, he's like, I couldn't find any, and she was like, oh, maybe he actually couldn't find any.
And this kind of confused me, because Tom goes to buy them food. He does, and then Nynaeve is like, we're also gonna go to town and buy food. And I was like, why?
Yes.
What are you... The whole point of, like, because Nynaeve was the one, because they wanted to stay in town. So Nynaeve is like, no, we're gonna camp because we don't want to be around town too much. We don't want to be suspicious. So then Tom goes and buys food, comes back to the town, and then the first thing Nynaeve does is like, okay, we're gonna go be around town more and be suspicious. I was like, Nynaeve, what exactly are you doing?
I'm sorry, Nimsy, I feel like I do not need to explain why, like, a 19-year-old girl and a 50-year-old man is weird.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Okay, all right.
Especially if he banged her mom.
Yes. Okay.
Like,
I just want to make sure that I'm. Yeah.
It depends. It depends on the age difference, and it depends on the age of the younger person. Like I think that like a 12.
If the younger person is like 30 and the older person is like 60, at least they have both matured out of their like teenage years and maybe have some common ground. Elaine is like 18, 19.
I think
maybe?
that like there was a TikTok recently where the girl was 18 and the guy was 30, which is weird to me. But if the girl was 25 and the guy was 37, I wouldn't find that as weird.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People, older men taking advantage of women who are mature for their age, creepy and weird.
Especially if you knew them before they turned 18.
And you banged their mom.
There's
It's
a
weird.
lot that's weird about it. Nemsi asked, who's the arbiter of appropriate age difference? No one. Because it's not illegal. I'm not saying that what they're doing is illegal. I'm not being an arbiter. I'm saying that I don't like it. And that's my personal opinion, and we're all going to have opinions.
Yeah. It's to me, it's predatory.
Right, but that's to you.
Yeah.
Legally, it's not, and that's life.
Sure.
We all have
Sure.
opinions. Yeah.
It's just
Divide by 2 and add 7.
I
The
hate
golden
it.
rule.
I honestly hate it, and I hated these last 2 chapters for that reason, and for the reason where the chapter ends, that Nynaeve and Elaine literally like fell into a trap.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, you're in a city full of white cloaks.
Wheel of Time says, I'm 26 and I struggle to talk to anyone below 21 without feeling creepy. Here, I want to be really clear. The floor for me, the absolute floor, is 22. If you are not old enough to have graduated college, I don't want to be around you. I'm kidding. I'm happy to be around you. I'm not going to date someone who's... and honestly, if we broke up, I probably wouldn't date anyone under 25. You know what I mean? Like, it just wouldn't be attractive to me. And I've never understood people who are like, the 40-year-old men who date 18-year-olds, I find it very strange.
Yeah. It's weird. And I hate all of it.
Yeah.
Like, truly, I think it's very uncomfortable because Elaine is barely more than a child. And when we were all 18, we were like, I'm an adult.
I don't care about the age difference. That's not the problem for me. He banged her mom.
Yeah.
It is so weird to flirt with someone that you remember being your mom's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That is a level of Oedipus nonsense that like I love Elaine as a character. I don't like it.
She pissed me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not.
All right. So,
chapter
9.
Yeah, they go into the city and
Nynaeve is like, we're going into the city. The thing I said we weren't going to do. We're going to do for some reason.
Yeah.
To get more vegetables. And then they go to the city and there aren't any vegetables. And you're like, yeah. What I found really fascinating about this moment is Nynaeve going, how are they going to get through the winter? You know what I mean? Like there's a real
she
like...
She knows. Yeah, she knows.
This town is low. Tom is 61. Tom is 3 times her age. We're moving on. We're literally moving on. We have to move on. Nynaeve knows that this town is going to die. And like that is tragic. That line hit me in a way I wasn't ready for.
Yeah. And she knows she's lived in a town like this.
Yeah.
You know, like she's yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
Eric. Completely agree. As a 43-year-old, I felt really weird making out with the 28-year-old guy at karaoke last week. Not weird enough not to do it, though. 28 is old enough. You're fine.
Yes.
You're in the clear.
28 is plenty old enough. For
if
them
they were
to make
18, I would be like, Eric, what did you do? But 28, no, you're good. Ooh.
Oh my god. I don't have time to do more self-tapes. I'm gonna lose my mind.
But it's for a good commercial. Anyway, so they go to town, and Nynaeve, apparently the Yellows were like so sure that Nynaeve was gonna be a Yellow that they gave her the secrets of their clan.
Yeah, so the Yellows, first of all, we find out have the absolute weakest spy network sources everywhere. And yet they stumble upon a Yellow, like, I don't know, house anyways.
Before we get there, though, Nynaeve does call out Elaine and is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Girl, what are you doing? And Elaine is like, I don't know, Rand's probably sleeping with people, so...
I know! That makes it worse!
I'm gonna flirt with Tom. And Nynaeve is like, shut up, be a phase. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
whatever. We get past that. And we get to the healer, the seamstress, who was a yellow spy and is now in kind of a twist on the scene from when they first get to Tyr and they go to the healer's house.
Oh.
It's kind of a similar, like, let's go have tea in the back room. And you're going to get captured again in the back room while having tea. But obviously this time it's
a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time the healer was on their side. This time the seamstress is not.
Do you think that the seamstress is working for the White Cloaks or is working for Elena or is like indifferent? And this is going to be like a twist on a twist.
I don't know. I like, because I don't think it's the White Cloaks for some reason.
Okay.
Because it almost feels too obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. I found the ending of this chapter to be very confusing. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad Egwene isn't there to get kidnapped again.
Yeah.
But how many times have the girls been kidnapped now? A lot.
A lot.
Should have been Egwene.
No.
Yeah, I don't know who they're in a weird part of the world, so it kind of only makes sense for it to be the White Cloaks. Because there's no way that Elena has managed to get like a network of anything out this far, this quickly, right? Like, they're really struggling with their networks.
No, Elena has literally said, put the word out there that everyone is welcome to come back to the tower, which is what the girl tells her.
Yeah, but Elena didn't tell them to tell your spies to kidnap women.
Just get the word out there. But I'm sure the yellow is like, they give their real names. It's Nynaeve and Elaine who are missing.
Yeah.
And so she's...
They're not missing, though.
Yeah.
But Elena doesn't know why they're missing. Like, they're not... Like,
But Elena wants Elaine the most out of anyone. Like, Elena is convinced that Elaine is the key to all of this, right?
Sure. But so if it's Elena, why knock them out?
Because because Elena doesn't know what Nynaeve and Elaine have been told, what they've been up to. They know that they were friendly enough with Siuan. She knows that they were plotting together. Like, she knows that they were I think it's just erring on this side of caution.
To knock them out and keep them unconscious for the month it's going to take to get them back to the White Tower?
I don't know is why I'm asking, because I'm not actually sure what the end goal is here.
Yeah, I don't really think that it makes sense for it to be Elena. I just don't. I think it would be very strange. If it was Elena, then just tell them to come home.
That's why I'm like,
that's what the message
is it
should
the
be?
White Cloaks then? Did the White Cloaks convince an Aes Sedai to put their special code symbol so that they could capture unsuspecting Aes Sedai? Although in that case they would only pick up yellows.
Yeah, and that's just where it gets a little... That's why, the Elena... If it was Elena, I feel like they would just be told to come home. And here's the thing. If it was Elena, they are headed for the... that's literally where they're going. It would be very weird to, knock them out and kidnap them back to the White Tower while they're on their way back to the White Tower.
It's why I did not like the last two chapters at all. I was like, I'm so confused.
So my question is it... Because here's the thing. I don't think it's the White Cloaks. I'm going to tell you who I think it is, which I haven't said yet. Oh. We went around in circles, and I didn't even say what I think. I think that it is the Black Asha, because one of the women that they're chasing was a yellow.
They do have a yellow, yes.
So I think that it's the Black Asha. So I think they've been kidnapped by...
Again?
Well, but the Black Asha would be chasing them right now.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense for a yellow to use her network.
Yeah. Y'all, smash that like button.
Yeah, smash it.
I did it. I did the YouTube thing.
Whack it like Carol Baskin whacked her husband.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember that, Zeus?
Yeah, do you remember Tiger King? God,
Carol Baskin.
God damn.
Killed her. It's weird that that's like a joke.
And they're making a movie out of it?
No, it was a Hulu series.
A Hulu
series. It came out and no one watched it.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you have this documentary. Why would you watch the reenactment of the documentary? Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, yeah, I could see a Black Asha, but I truly don't know.
I just think it makes sense because how would the White Cloaks have figured out what the Yellow's strategies were?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure as soon as we pick up the book, we'll figure out what was going on there.
It's the Tinkers this time. It's a curveball.
What? Makes sense. It's actually the Atha and Mir, the sea folk, are like, you know what?
But yeah, that's the end of this. That's what we're up to.
Yeah.
That's crazy, hey?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
No, it was just like this section of the book was just so many ups and downs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So before we get into our segments, I do want to say the next week we are going to end at the end of chapter 21. So read chapters 10 through chapter 21. Next Friday we will be back. We're gonna be live through the summer, y'all. I think that we're not taking a Friday off until probably Labor Day weekend. Well, hopefully there will be a video up that Friday, but we will not be in Toronto.
Oh, yeah. You mean September?
Yeah, I know. We took the last couple of weeks. It's been a little bit complicated with all of our travels and stuff. This summer, I'm telling you right now, much like the fires of heaven, the fire of this podcast will be going strong through the summer.
Yeah.
And no weeks off for a while.
I think chat also wants you to do a stream of your tier list that I did.
So I'm doing that next week.
Yeah?
I was thinking of doing that maybe like on let me get back to you. I have a big audition on Tuesday, so.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, do it.
Know.
We'll worry about that afterwards, but.
Yeah, Eric asked, how did my show go? It was incredible. For those of you who don't know, the reason things have been complicated is I was doing the world premiere of a new concert version of Ragtime, the musical, in Calgary. And it was amazing. We had our night shows were both completely sold out. We had some student matinees and stuff that they bust in kids to come learn about early 1900s America. It was absolutely an incredible show. The cast was just stellar, and the orchestra was magic. Just getting to sing such a beautiful score with 57 pieces was just really, really wonderful. And I was very lucky to be a part of it. It reinvigorated my artistic soul. So I was very grateful to be part of that.
You love to hear it.
Yeah, it was fun. I missed this one though, so it's good to be back with her. Clarus, you know what time it is, right?
I sure do.
Time to get into our highs and our lows. Y'all, around my dinner table with my family as a child, we would share high and low every day because it was important as a family to come together, celebrate our highs, and commiserate over our lows, be there for each other. And so that's what we do here at the end of the show. Claire starts with her high, then I do my low. She does her low, and then I end with my high so that we can complement sandwich this biche. Clarus, what's the best part of this section? I think it's tough.
Oh, Sand! Welcome back to the nerd
welcome
table.
back. 6 dang months, my dang dude.
We missed it too. We're gonna be super consistent over the summer.
We only missed one.
Well, of the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, and Brotherhood.
Right, we did do Brotherhood, so it was a little murky, but yeah, so my high, I think, for this section was actually the very beginning and getting those Forsaken POVs.
Oh, okay.
I think that is my high.
Yeah, I agree. It was fun. Lanfear's plan did not make sense to me, but I enjoyed reading it.
I'm so interested in her. Mm-hmm. Like, she is fascinating to me, so I'm here for all of it. Yeah.
All right, that means it's time for my low. I know I'm going to let you have that low because I know what your low is going to be.
Yeah, you know what my low is going to be.
I think my low is going to be Aviendha being so insistent that Rand is egging on Isender. With her going to his room when he does not give off the vibe that he wants her there.
I get, yeah.
But she's weird. Just so you're doing this, and he's like, no, I'm not, and she's like, yes, you are. Don't lie to me, Rand. And he's like, I'm not. I don't want to have sex with her.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
Yeah.
My low. My low is the Tom Elaine thing. Elaine is a child, and Tom banged her mom, and he should be like, you need to chill out.
It's weird.
And especially because the reason is she thinks that Rand might be flirting with other people as well, possibly. That is always a trope, like a female trope that I've hated in media. It gets used all the time, and I think it's so messed up. Because I mean, I don't know. I didn't have any friends that were like, this guy's probably... No, I guess maybe high school, but that's why it makes it worse, because it makes Elaine feel even more juvenile. She feels like a high school kid, and I don't like any of it. So that's it. That's my low.
Yeah. My high, I think this is going to be a surprising high. I think this is going to be unexpected. My high is the Balefire stuff. Because it's very rare in a fantasy series in book 5 to get a new concept that is very exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can be really tough 5 books in to introduce something that like actually has the reader going like, wait, huh?
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. And so like, yes, I'm confused by it, and yes, I have a lot of feelings about it, but I have a lot of feelings about it, right?
Yeah.
And so when I'm reading something, for me to have to read the paragraph 4 or 5 times to really feel like I'm even beginning to understand what it means, and to still want to read the book, I think that that's a high. And I think that that's the power of Robert Jordan's writing, keeping me invested in this world as he's building it out to be this insane thing. Oh, you know what? I don't want to add a low. I don't need 2 lows, but I do want to say, like, there's too many names at the beginning of this book. I don't remember a goddamn Aes Sedai from the prologue. They're going to come back and be like, who is this lady?
Yeah.
I do not remember her Aja or how pretty or not pretty she is. But no, the Balefire moment was just, it was so, like, it was such a big concept that reading it was a blast.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. All right, before we get into Smut Corner, it is time for that second plug of Audible. Audible is probably not super happy that I mentioned Smut Corner and then Audible, but Audible has smut on it. Do you want to listen to some very talented audiobook narrators read sex into your ears? Audible.com/nerdynightly is the place to go for your free trial of their incredible service. This is an adult podcast, and so go read adult books. And by read, I mean listen on Audible.
I don't actually know if this is on Audible, so maybe it's like a bad example, but I'm pretty sure there is a recording out there of Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey.
That's the hottest thing I've ever heard in my life.
But
he took my pants and he pulled them down my creamy white thighs.
Oh my God.
And then he pulled his tongue up my thigh towards my inner womanhood.
That's all right. That's enough
my
of that.
quim was quivering.
Audible. Thumbs up. Smash that like button.
Yeah, Audible's fantastic, y'all. Audible's a fantastic service where you can listen to books read by famous people or not famous people. Most audiobook narrators, not famous. They've got good voices. Like Gilbert Gottfried.
Totally not
Go
famous.
to nerdynightly.com/ no, don't. Go to audible.com/ no, that's not it either. Go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly.
Oh my God. We got there eventually.
Get your
y'all.
free month on Audible, and enjoy that free book on us. Recommend a book. What's a book they should go listen to?
Aragon.
Is there an audiobook for it? We don't know.
Yes.
Probably.
Oh, I've listened to it about 30
Probably.
times.
You know what I'm gonna recommend?
What?
You know what I'm gonna recommend?
What? The Wheel of
Fires
Time?
of Heaven.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Fires of Heaven, Clarice, where would you have added a consensual sex scene? We're going to be very clear. Smut Corner is 100% consensual.
Absolute.
Because the Forsaken make that a little murky.
This is hard. There's already so much smut.
It's so horny. This book is like...
So horny.
Robert Jordan was like fully erect writing this entire novel.
Yeah. I wonder if
Just thinking about women putting their arms under their boobs.
Yes, it works. I don't have big boobies, so it doesn't work for me. Okay, I feel like Elena has like way too much sexual tension. She's like ranking the people and like their hotness. I think she just needs to like bone down with her
Just a full-on orgy in the White Tower.
Yeah, is like, I will make you respect me. Now get on your knees.
Ha-cha-cha.
Lots of lady loving in the White Tower with Elena.
Yeah.
She needs some kind of release.
No, I agree.
That's my smut corner.
I think that my smut corner, I don't know how much smutty it would be for the people involved, but for me watching it would be Avienda punishing Ascender. Just like watching that spanking would be very fun. Yeah.
Got it.
Watching Avienda get spanked by Amis, into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of spanking.
Just honestly, like an orgy in the sweat lodge. All those sweaty lady bodies.
That would be very...
That'd be great. Have you ever had sex in a sauna?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I've like been in a sauna like 4 times in my life.
Highly recommend. Because everything's so wet already that it's just like slippy slidey. It's good times.
I just feel like people would taste like sweat.
Don't lick them? I don't...
What do you mean don't lick them?
Don't lick their
It's a bunch of
armpits?
ladies. What? No, their entire body is covered in sweat.
Yeah, but it's like clean sweat. It's not like sweat that's been on the body for a while. It's like that you literally like clean, like use the Stayra to like get the dirt off first, and then yeah, it's no different than you're already licking their juices.
Sure.
Why would that be? Why is that the line?
Oh my god.
What, you think I never go down on you when you're sweaty?
No, it's just a lot of sweat. That's all.
It's not that bad.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
No, saunas are a great place to have sex.
Great.
They're super fun.
Yeah. I claim inexperience.
Saunas are dry, steam rooms are wet. I'm wet in neither of them. I'm a sweaty boy.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why does anyone watch this show?
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
Oh my god. One day Audible will actually like watch the podcast to see what they're sponsoring, and they're like, "What is wrong with you
They're
people?"
Like, so we need to have a little chat.
We need you to go back and edit us out of anything to do with you.
Oh my god. Remove it. Bale fire any reference.
Bale fire Audible out of your. The funny thing is, like, yes, our podcast is adult, but we don't say anything negative about Audible. Audible's great.
Audible, honestly, is great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Are there any other sex scenes you would add to this?
No, this one was already super smutty.
That's true.
Super smutty. So
it's true. I think I think that like Raven, I think that he's always in control of the women in his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that like for some variety, I think that like getting Galdian, whatever her name is, and Lanfear to like peg him, Grendel.
Yeah.
Which sounds like Grundle, but the getting the two of them to like dominate him a little bit, so he gets that like variety in his life.
He's like, hey, so like we're on the same side now.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try something.
Have you heard of a strap-on?
Yeah, Lanfear, Grendel, Raven. That would be hot. No magic involved, but yeah.
Oh man.
Thanks for
this show
hanging out.
will get canceled one day by society, but until then, keep coming back every Friday morning at 11 a.m. EST. Unless you listen to it on the podcast feeds, this is available wherever podcasts can be downloaded. And if you happen to have an Apple device and you love us and want to help us out, go give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Yes. If you leave a funny review, we're gonna read it. Yes,
we will read all reviews that are left as long as they're 5 stars. So do that for us, please.
Yes.
Or don't. Just keep coming. Honestly, just keep watching the show is the only thing we actually ask. Anything else is just a bonus. Strapongrial!
Oh, best Ongrial. Yeah.
That's a shirt. Strapongrial is a shirt for sure.
That is gonna have to be a shirt.
We need someone to design all these shirts. Because I'm not an artist.
We have someone.
I know, but
we'll
we
figure
need
it
time.
out. Anyways.
We need time.
Anyways.
If you want to follow us around the internet, you can. I am pretty much everywhere at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
Since
you
when?
can also since like 4 months ago-ish.
Has it been 4 months?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know.
Wow.
You can also join the Discord. If you want more Wheel of Time stuff, feel free to join the Discord. There's this section that we can't go into because you guys can talk about spoilers. Somebody told me I might have like out-predicted my whole like Tuatha on prediction.
No, you did not.
Somebody was like, you might have already one-upped yourself, and I was like,
in the
last week when
rank,
I was doing
you predicted something?
No. It wasn't that I predicted it in that moment, but apparently I have also predicted something else that might outdo even that one. I was like, I don't.
All right. Well, we'll find out what that is hopefully sometime in the future.
Thank you, mods. We appreciate you.
To our mods, we love you. To everyone who has not left yet, please like this video before you leave.
Hell yeah.
And until next time.
Do something nerdy tonight.